Come on, get on in here. Let's see. Hello, hello. Might be up here. Hello, user 7129. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Lilith. Hello, hello. We're going to have a great topic today. We're going to talk about this full moon. What is it bringing in, and what it means for us, and a little bit about hoodoo. Okay, what hoodoo really is. We're gonna jump into here. I don't think everybody gonna like what I got to say though. I don't think they're gonna like what I got to say, but I'm gonna say it. But I got more juicy stuff to share here today when it comes to the full moon and it comes to ancestor veneration. We're gonna really talk about ancestor veneration and what it really is. Hello, the homeschooler. Hello, Michelle. Hello, hello, TikTok family. Hello, hello, YouTube family. I know it's been a while since I've been here. You guys know how I am. I protect my energy at all costs. I don't make a lot of TikTok. I have to be in a mood or a mode. The ancestors got to move me to make TikTok videos. I don't like to get sucked in by social media. It seems to have its own world, sometimes I just don't like that. And so the ancestors have me reserving my energy and come here, open my mouth when I got something to say. When I truly got something to say, ancestors say that's when you need to open your mouth. Okay. So when you don't see me making videos and I'm doing you don't see me here, I'm working my altars and working on my energy. And so should you. And so should you. You should have boundaries with your energy. Everyone should. Hello, Minnie. Hello, freestyleologist. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Grand Rising, Great Rising. Hello, hello. Welcome, greetings, gratitude, peace to everyone. Peace, power, love, and gratitude to everyone in here today. So the first thing I wanted to give you an update about what that has been going on here lately, what I have been really working on, is always the center of my heart. People have been following me, my YouTube subscribers who've been following me for a while. They know the core of my practice and what we really focus on over here is healing. See, a lot of people don't want to heal. They want to get into hoodoo. You want to get over here and you want to grab this pretty little stuff, and you're not really to do the work. You're not willing to do the work. Okay? You want to learn hoodoo, but nobody is willing to do the work. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I see. As many people I see that's in there trying to get free readings and learn about spells and stuff. None, I have very few are serious about doing the core work, and that's the problem. Very few are not serious about mentorship, and that's the problem. You want to mess with, you want to mess with something, but you're not willing to do the work. And then you see other practitioners that's doing the work that model these wonderful fruits of the spirit. And instead of you doing the work, you want to become them. It ain't gonna work like that. You can't be me, I can't be you. We just did a beautiful mentorship, not mentorship workshop. I think it was this past weekend. It was just great. because these women had a chance to see their technique and see how they read versus what they've been seeing, okay? And giving them the space to be unique, to be them. That's what, you're not going to get. It's about authenticity. You can't fake with the spirit. And then y'all get scared and then you run back to church. Don't dibble dabble over here if you are not serious about your work. I don't care, anybody that I know that follows a magic system seriously, they had to do some healing. They had to do some healing. I don't know anyone, this go for witches, whoever you may be and you're dabbling in magic, this parts of yourself you got to heal, or you gonna get in there and you gonna open up a part of yourself that you ain't ready to see. When you dabbling in stuff and you don't understand it. You don't even understand yourself why you do the things that you do. So if you chaotic and you messy, then your magic gonna be messy and chaotic and all over the place. These are energies and forces that you must be in alignment with mentally and emotionally before you go in there playing with stuff. You see, y'all don't. Some people, you don't want no mentorship. You want somebody to teach you how to jack up folks. You don't want no relationship with your ancestors, not the elevated ones. You really, and I see that all the time. Okay. And it's really too much to count. As many people jump in my live streams, as many people, um, I see that really follow these hoodoo practitioners. It's too many of you that are liking these posts and everything like this. And then when it's time to put in hoodoo, put in some work with hoodoo, you don't want to do it. You want to mimic somebody. It is more than an aesthetic, putting on a head wrap and putting on a whole bunch of crystals and stuff like that. You don't put hoodoo on. You live hoodoo every day. You live it every day. It's a way of life. I don't know what you heard. I don't know what you heard, but I'm here to tell you it's a way of life. And it's certain things, it's structure over here, it's order over here. Spirituality doesn't mean the absence of structure. No, you have to get yourself in line with these energies, these cosmic forces. Hello, alien. Hello, Sydney. You got to get yourself in alignment with these cosmic forces. You say you want to learn magic, something you don't really want to know it. You don't really want to know it. Okay? You don't want to put in the work. You don't want to put in the time. You don't want to read a book. You want people to sit here and entertain you about hoodoo and not really do the work. You want all the benefits of hoodoo, but you don't want to honor your ancestors who gave it to you. I'm just telling it like it is before I get because what's what I see. This is what I see. Practitioners are lending. They are, can't say practitioners are not out here. Some of us that know what we're doing, some of us that know what we're doing, we're out here offering you and providing you affordable service and mentorship. But that's not what you want. You want to take our whole personality because you don't want to tap into your own authenticity. And that is the most magical thing you can do. That's where the magic is. Not trying to copy somebody else. See, that's why I take a stay off social media too, because you see a lot of repetitive copy. A lot of this lack authenticity. They want you to talk about the same, sometimes it ain't their fault because TikTok wants you to talk about the same thing. They want to choose your subject. They want to choose your message. They want to choose your purpose. You can't let anything get in the way of your purpose. You can't be bamboozled with that. See, that's my boundary with social media. You're not going to run me. I have a mission. I have a purpose. I'm gonna come here for that. I'm gonna talk on that topic, and then I'm gonna go work with my ancestors and focus on me. Okay, that's my boundary with that. Because I'm seeing a lot of practitioners too, like doing again, there is a lack of authenticity. In order to walk in magic, you need your authenticity. That's your magic. That's your own fingerprint. Your authenticity and uniqueness is your fingerprint, your unique fingerprint to your magic. Just like your voice, when you get the conjuring and open your mouth, there's a frequency that comes with that. That's why you need to open your mouth and be careful when you open it. So you don't understand the science of unseen, the science of the unseen. You don't understand the spiritual science of hoodoo or magic, and neither do any. Some of you don't want to sit down and learn it. And another thing I want to say, hey, I know you witches and Wicca practitioners are just trying to help people, but please don't show them magic when they're not ready for it. Please don't show them that when they're not ready for it. They ready to put in the work. Please don't show them that. That's not what they need. That's not what, please don't, because it's misleading and it's misrepresenting when you do that. I know you're trying to help, but when you tell somebody, hey, believe in that spell and it work and it don't work, and they're wondering why it don't work, they have missed the total lesson to magic when you're telling them that. Your mind has to be programmed for magic. It has to be programmed uh to be put in alignment with these natural elements. It doesn't come cheap. And so when you explain it like that, it makes it seem like this comes cheap. No, it absolutely do not. Everything costs. Everything takes work. Now, if you're willing to put all your money in that church like you do, be willing to pour something into yourself the way you pour your money into that church. That's what this about. That's what this is about, beloved. About pointing yourself. And some of you scared to do that. You would rather go in there and follow other. You rather go in there and take somebody's identity and act like them instead of go ahead and be authentically you. Peel back all the glory that's within yourself because you have it. Nobody is better than you. Nobody is better than you. So just get that out. I think that's one of the problems. Nobody stop idolizing another person because what you need to be doing is idolizing yourself. The glory was within you. There is nothing nobody have that you don't have. You just got to be willing to dig and pull it out. Hello, True. Hello, Shay. So stop it. And again, stop copying people. Stop idolizing people and look at your fruits. Look at your gifts. And see, you come over there with me. If I mentor you, you're going to see that. I'm going to be talking to you that way. Okay. We had a great workshop, workshop. I just, those women, they were not confident in their tarot reading, but you can see by the end of that when they saw how the tarot work. And these are just simple two card. We didn't do a number, simple 2 card, 3 card spreads. And they got profound answers and readings just with those 2 cards and 3 card spreads. So it don't take a whole bunch of cards to do a reading like you see on here. But see, you ain't gonna know that until you get in the right place and do things correctly. But some of you don't want that. Some of you don't want that. It trips me out because it's so many of you um, that love this subject, but then and want to know more. And then when it's time to know more and to dive in, you don't want to do it. And then you want to blame the practitioner. No, the practitioner has set everything out for you. That's just like you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. Okay? You got some people, I was listening to a young lady talk about how she got into hoodoo. She said hoodoo saved her life. It saved my life too. See, you don't see it from that point of perspective because you don't see the healing modality in it. And over, we break that all the way down in our community so you can see it as a healer. You can see the root work, you can see the conjure in it. And our ancestors were so smart. This was their everything. No wonder everybody wanted to copy this. Because when you look at hoodoo, baby, it is beautiful. No wonder you got other people wanting to copy this. They want to put a hoodoo stamp on it, baby. because your ancestors got flavor. But you ain't gonna know that until you start healing yourself and honoring your ancestors in the right way. You're not gonna see that, beloved. And you can follow it's not about being nobody else, it's about you being you. It's about you being the representation, the priestess, the priest of your ancestors, the ambassador. You resetting the blueprint for your ancestral lineage. That's what it's about, making your ancestors proud of you. Would your ancestors be proud of you now? Go look in the mirror. I'm ready to put in the work, Sacred Rebellion said. Hey, Royal Goddess. Hey, Sacred Rebellion. Hoodoo is my life. Hoodoo is home. It is. Honey, I'm over here in Thailand right now, even though I am away from home, but I see the growth in myself since I left America. It's like it pushed me to grow and it pushed me deeper in my hoodoo. Honey, I know my ancestors and me. You understand me? Because I am hoodooing. I'm working with them, calling on them every day. I'm in close proximity. Libations then kicked up. Ancestor altar on fire. You understand me? Spending time there. When it gets you back, gives you back your sanity, because some of us are outright crazy because of the intergenerational trauma, and we don't even know we crazy because we in an environment that make us sick. You don't even know you sick until you start healing and talking to your ancestors, till you understand the suffering and how that generational trauma was passed down to you. You ain't gonna see it. Some of y'all ain't serious because you love that trauma. You love your wounds. You love toxicity. You love pettiness. Don't come over here with it, because you ain't gonna do nothing but cross yourself up if you ain't serious. That's all you gonna do is getting in the hoodoo trying to mess with something that you don't quite naturally understand. You ain't gonna do nothing but because you don't understand your mind and you don't understand how you feel. You're not gonna understand it until you're ready to do the work. I got, again, we provide so many resources to you. You do not read the resources. You do not look at the resources. You do not take in the information. So, how you think your mind is going to expand when you refuse to read something and study something? It doesn't work that way. Anyone that's in Wicca, anyone that's in hoodoo, anyone that does magic, they had to put their face in the book. They had to shift their consciousness. I don't know a person that didn't have to do that. This is like the basic foundation of magic. And I know they're out here showing you a lot of magic and whatever, but what they not telling you is they had to sit their butt down and get close to spirit and get inside themselves before they perfected the magic. That's why the real practitioners, the one that's been practicing for a long time, they have, you know, tapped in to following their ancestors. They're not really gonna show you their magic. Why would they? Because they put in all the blood, the sweat, the suffering, and all that stuff to get to the other side, to be able to tap into that authenticity and find their magic. And you think they're just gonna willfully give it to you? Be realistic about that now. That's why I tell the way I mentorship, you're gonna find your own magic. I'm not showing you anything. Your ancestors gonna show you, and that's the way it should be. These learning this stuff on here, no, this ain't gonna do you no good. That may not even be your ancestors' magic. That may not. They probably did jar. They probably work with jars or sacks. You'll be surprised. Your magic be totally different. It could be so simple and different from somebody else's. That's why you see hoodoo looking different in different places. Don't mean it ain't hoodoo. It just look different. That's why I tell you, you need to find, once you know how everything works and the meaning of your herbs and all that stuff, your ancestors will start guiding you how to put things together. But if you're gonna sit here and not put your learn anything and put nothing in your mind and reprogram yourself, you're gonna be steady following folks and confused and begging for readings and all this kind of stuff because you refuse to do the core work, which is looking at yourself. You are the most you are the most important ingredient in your magic. It's not the candles or nothing itself that's important because it all that energy is coming from you. So if you ain't right, thank you, Shay. If you ain't right, ain't nothing gonna pop. And if you ain't working with your ancestors trying to do this, you ain't doing nothing crossing yourself up even more. Because this is ancestral. Okay, this is very ancestral. Hoodoo is ancestral. You're gonna need them in all your magic. And so you're gonna have to have a relationship with 'em. Spend time at the altar. Don't be leaving that altar there dirty, dusty, cloudy water, food you passing by, not speaking to them, not putting coffee on there, changing the water, and then you want to call on somebody and do some magic. Really? Really? You want them to help you? You ain't spend 15, 20 minutes over there talking to them folks. And then you want to try to do something, and then you wonder why it don't work. Really? Can I still work with my ancestors if I don't have pictures? Yeah. And the thing I'm going to talk about ancestors again before I dive in here. I can't wait to see what they tell you for my reading so I can get to work. Royal Goddess, what reading did you have? Because did I email it to you? Did you check your email? Can't wait to tell you. Check your email, beloved, because I think I emailed that to you. And it's going to be labeled Hoodoo Spiritual Blueprint. If you don't have that, um, email me again. Email me, and I'll try to find that for you. But I think I know I sent your astrological your blueprint to you. Hoodoo is my life. So if you didn't get that, email me so I can get it to you, Royal Goddess. Okay, yeah, you're not ready to again. Y'all sitting around here playing and thinking it's a game. This is no game. Us spiritualists come here and we share our experience with you, sharing our skills, our wisdom, the knowledge we've gained through working with the ancestors. Okay, email me, Royal Goddess, and I'm gonna find it and get it to you again. I don't know if it's in your spam, but I usually get those out to you within a day or so. So you should have been had that by now. I'm sorry if you haven't received it. So you know, I will send it again. It should be there. I try to be diligent about that. If you don't have it, I apologize. I will send it again, beloved. I want you to have that because you need it. Okay. So again, doing the work. Now we getting ready to start a Know Thyself program. And I started this course a long time ago, and I used this course to heal myself and heal my life. And this is something that our ancestors they knew. The true path to spirituality and spiritual mastery begins. It don't begin with spells and rituals or external tools. It begins within. It starts with you. Now, our program, the Know Thyself membership, uh, we're inviting you to we're inviting you to go deeper with yourself and do the shadow work to uncover the places that need to be healed, bringing balance to your mind and emotions because you're going to need balance. You need to know when these intuitive messages are coming up for you. You need to know what parts of you that need to be healed and get rid of those old belief systems. And it takes time to do this. This inner work is not only personal healing, it is a foundation of all magic, conjure, and spiritual growth. We all have to do that work. That's what shadow work is all about. And the Know Thyself membership, if you're interested in healing and going deeper and really having a deeper walk with your ancestors, then our Know Thyself membership is for you. These are for people that are serious about doing the work. Okay, we have a beautiful workshop that's coming up this full moon, and I'm very excited about it. Hoodoo, like all true spiritual tradition, is more than recipes and rituals. It is alignment of your energy with cosmic law. When your mind is clouded with pain, fear, and unresolved trauma, your energy becomes scattered. You're gonna be doing stuff out of your trauma. You're gonna be doing stuff out of your emotions, and not truly with your true authentic self. But when you heal and harmonize your inner world, you align with the natural flow of the universe. This makes your prayers and spells and petitions more effective. You won't be wondering why it ain't working. You know, when you go to that altar, you done did everything you supposed to be doing. You know you in alignment. So when you go to that altar, you know you're gonna fire it up. Okay, okay, baby. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you see it, baby. She found it. Okay, I'm glad you got it, Royal Goddess. You let me know if that resonated with you. Now she's asking about her her hoodoo spiritual blueprint, where I take your natal chart, because a lot of y'all got y'all natal chart, you don't know what to do with it. But see, you give it to me, I'm gonna break it down hoodoo style and get you right to doing your healing work and your hoodoo work. Get you right started on your journey. That's the root work. That's your star. That's who you are. Those are the gifts and the healing that you come here to do. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down to you like that. And I get so many good reviews and reports every time I provided that for someone. I have got many many good reviews. People are very satisfied with that. It just hits home. Some about breaking down that chart and you line it up with your shadow work. It gets you started to what you need to be doing. That is what your chart for. You know, sense in having it, and if you ain't gonna use it to heal and better your life, there ain't no sense in having that chart if you're not gonna use it to better your life. And you give it to me, I'm gonna break it down to you so you can better your life. I'm gonna tell you what energies are in place right now that you can use to heal, what you need to be focused on right now, what work recommend you work to start doing to get yourself in alignment. That's how I break you down your chart. That's what you really need to know about it. Now, if that's something that you're interested in, you can DM me here on TikTok. Let me put my email address in here for those that are interested. Ain't no sense in having it now if you ain't gonna do the work. Don't be getting it and then just be looking at it and then say, "Damn, I gotta do this." Yeah, you gotta do this. Ain't no sense in asking for it because you taking the accountability and the responsibility to know. You might as well go ahead and do the work. Okay, and that's what she's talking about. And I've had a few people in our community. They just automatically get it so they can start looking at the work. It really makes it easier so you'll know what work you'll look at because hoodoo is so vast, it's so many components. And so we try again, we cover a lot of things over there. And we got some juicy lectures coming up within I would say next week sometime. Hey y'all, we got some juicy lectures coming up. Probably at the end of sometime this week or later this week or next week. We got some juicy lectures coming up, juicy live streams coming up for you. Okay? Because I'm breaking down a lot of these lectures that I've provided for our community over there. Okay, so you're gonna get some juicy live streams that's coming up here soon, and we're gonna talk about some hot topics here. But one of the things that we're covering right now is again is that healing. Nobody wants to hear that healing. Healing your mental and emotional state is a process of clearing blockages, releasing old wounds, and making room for clarity. Now, a lot of y'all got these ancestors, these family members on your altar that do not need to be up there. Altar needs to be recalibrated and reset with older ancestors on there. That's going to again. We need to be in contact with elevated, enlightened ancestors. We don't need to be in contact with family who really didn't like us. Our family don't like us. We don't need family that didn't have their life together on there. Okay? You want healthy ancestors on there first. which is there are unknown names, names that's been lost through history, but they still know you. We need to be connecting with the land ancestors, the most elevated, oldest ancestors need to be on our altars. Remove the pictures, they'll guide you what to put on there. It just needs to be simple, okay? And we need to be calling on elevated, enlightened ancestors. You'll thank me later if you reset it. You'll see how cloudy and confused you was. 'Cause some of you, you don't know what's going on. You got it up there, but it's nothing happening. It's nothing happening. It's cold. Why? Because you got family members on there who probably didn't heal, probably wasn't really interested in what you got going on right now. It's a variety of reasons why the recent family members could not be working for you. I challenge you to reset the altar and call on elevated ancestors. Go out to the land, start connecting with the land, and calling on your most oldest ancient ancestors, elevated ancestors. Start healing and then choose the family members to put on there. I don't know how many ways to say this. I know what you heard. I know these folks telling you to put family members on there. No, 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 no. I'm telling you the correct way of ancestral veneration. Hello, time stamping army. I'm telling you the correct way. We break that all the way down over there now. Even though I have broke it down over there, we still got a lot of people that are not comfortable with ancestral veneration. So we're getting ready to go into that much more deeper. And so to talk about ancestral veneration, you have to talk about mediumship because that's what you're learning. That's why we call this conjuring. Your first way of strengthening your psychic and intuitive abilities, your mediumship abilities are going to be with your ancestors. And it's really more easier than what you think. So a lot of us, we miss the messages because we believe what Hollywood say that spirit got to be all like poltergeist energy and stuff. No, spirit speaks in symbology in subtle ways. Every now and then you'll get a bell or a whistle, but use it. It's subtle. Okay, and if you don't know your mind, then you can't talk to no spirit. And so we getting ready to break that down over there. And you asking us who do practitioners, how do we do it? How do we talk to spirit? How do we know what our ancestors say? Because we have did the healing and we know our mind and we know when our ancestors are intuitively speaking to us and when we're leading or talking. But if you don't know your mind, you ain't gonna know when your ancestors talking to you. Okay, it always works together. Now you confused. If you don't have a divination practice, and you don't understand the mechanics and the spiritual science behind divination, then you're gonna stay confused. I love that workshop we had this weekend because those women got a chance to see those tarot, and they was like, "Oh my God, they don't lie." I said, "Nope, don't need a lot of cards at all, and they don't lie." You're nothing but a interpreter. Think of yourself as an interpreter that benefits from using the tarot because your intuitive abilities become better and better once you use the tarot. And they got a chance to see that. It was just wonderful. We had a practitioner over there. I was just wowed by one of her readings. I was like, oh my gosh. So again, I can see her intuitive abilities and her connection with her card really growing in the way she did that reading. So many others, first time reading, did great readings. And we did this with 2 and 3 cards. I don't care what you see here. You're going to learn the right way. Again, we do things the right way over there. So there is no confusion. God is not the author of confusion. You should not be confused. I smell toast, cigarettes, and coffee, etc. Yep. And the room can start to feel hot to me. So I know they're trying to get my attention. See, Shay already know the signs. Again, paying attention to the smells, They do. They'll work through smells. They work through your body temperature. But if you're not paying attention to that, you gonna miss the sign. They also too high up, Marlo Tyson. They also work through repetitive thoughts. So you keep having that thought the same time. That's them telling you to do something. That's just like the other day. I kept putting coffee on there and I kept getting this repetitive thought, cookies. You need to put cookies up there. You need to put some cookies up there with that coffee. You need to put some cookies up there with that coffee. And finally I broke down. I said, I'm gonna put you some cookies up there with the that was them asking for cookies. They wanted cookies with their coffee. Hello, Raekwon Jackson. But see, if you don't know your mind, you don't know how spirit speaks to you. And see, we getting ready to break. I mean, I can't wait to see my Patreon followers, uh, the people that we mentors over there. You guys are in for a treat because we got a lecture that's coming up that's gonna break that all the way down. Okay, and I can't wait to release it because again, we're gonna be able to talk about it and share it with other platforms after you look at that lecture. But they have already said, Miss Penny, we want to know more about working with ancestors, and I have prepared a lecture about teaching you how to talk to your ancestors, breaking the science of that down, okay, and showing you the importance too of having a healthy mind while doing this. Some of y'all ain't got no healthy mind. And why are we saying that? Why are practitioners saying, hey, the mind, you need to have a healthy mind? We're saying that because you can get over here and you don't have no healthy mind and working with some of these spirits because thoughts are things. And those thoughts can turn in on you and hurt you. And that's why a lot of y'all run back over there to the Christian church because you're not ready to heal that. And to you, you think it's a demon. Yes, your demon. It's your demon that you've been feeding. Just keep it quite frankly. Some of us, because of the intergenerational trauma, we have picked up a lot of attachments, oppressive spirits. After reading that, I know I have to sit down. So what did you think about it? Did it resonate with you, Royal Goddess? Did your chart resonate with you, sweetie? Yeah, that's why you have to do the work. That's all that demon, all that stuff that was passed on to us during trauma that you've been entertaining in your mind and your emotions, the jealousy, the envy, the hate, this self-hate, all that stuff that was passed on to you. So that's what you carry. That's them demons that was passed on to us through trauma. The low self-esteem, the depression. You know that. You don't know that. That's why Hoodoo was created. Because they knew what them people was doing, them spirits, evil spirits they was putting in them through the abuse. They knew that. That's why they created Hoodoo. They had to have a psycho spiritual approach to what was going on. Because why? Because when somebody is doing your mind like that, you are messing with spirits now. That's real spiritual warfare. You don't understand spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare is the battle of the mind. So you understand that. And then you out here picking up stuff, trying to hicks people, not all that type of stuff. What spirit is ruling you? What spirit are you feeding when you do this? Is it really justified? And I don't recommend spiritualists be coming up here talking about somebody trying to throw something on somebody and somebody is out to get them. Sometimes ain't nobody out to get you. It's you that's your damn problem. Ain't nobody out to get you. It's the energy that you entertaining that's getting you. It's the spirit that you're feeding in your lifestyle that's getting you. Ain't nobody did nothing to you. You are not that important. I don't see why you people would think that important and somebody would want to stop and mess up their life. Some and I have to have side eye people like that is determined to be cursed to have something put on them. I had a lady like that. I recommended a variety of things to her, and she didn't want to do it. She wanted to stay in that because that was her identity. See, I get away from people like that. Because you want somebody, you want that type of energy on you. We need to make the right decision and handle responsibly. Magic is real. That's right, Yellow. We don't want to hurt people erroneously. That is correct, Yellow. Okay. I will email you about some stuff. What about the stuff? Did it not resonate with you, goddess, royal goddess? Or you just want to let me know what's going on with you? Okay. So again, the work, it has to be done. As you free yourself from patterns that hold you back, you gain the ability to channel energy with precision, focus, intention, and walk in rhythm with divine laws that govern creation. And they knew this in ancient Kemet. You can't speak out into these ethers like this. You can't work with this magic like this if you are not in alignment with Mayat. That's why Mayat was put there. Mayat puts you in alignment with the universal energies. Divine law, cosmic law. Are you gonna both, baby? The laws on the land is not as important. If, in fact, if everybody follow cosmic law, you would a lot of this stuff folks wouldn't be doing. Cosmic law is eternal. You gonna follow it, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. You're gonna get in alignment with that, or you ain't gonna see nothing jumping. You're gonna get in line with that cosmic law. Nobody escapes that cosmic law. You came here, you are a cosmic being. So again, when you get in line with that cosmic law, you are again able to speak into the others and create your magic. They understood that. If you are not in alignment with them, you're going to be limited. You're going to be limited in the things that you can do because you're not operating at a higher frequency that can work harmoniously with the ethers. Some of us cross ourselves up with our mouth. That's why when you first get over here, you do a lot of keeping your mouth shut. You just hush up. Do a lot of uncrossing work because you don't realize your words is crossing yourself up because you ain't paying attention. You just letting any old thing fly out your mouth, any entertaining any old thought. Ain't your fault. But you got to get out of survival mode and get into healing mode to change your thoughts and to change how you talking to yourself and how you talking to other folks. I literally just had to let someone go who acknowledged the demon on them and was comfortable with it. Some of them, and again, when we talk about demons too, I have to be careful about how we talk about demons because we know a lot of the colonizers have categorized our spiritual deities and practices as demonic, and they are not so. But I break that down more in conjure. But yes, some people are very comfortable with their demon. They love these wounds because they don't know who they're gonna be without them. Okay. Now again, we knew this magic going back to ancient Egypt because we talk about Heka, and when you look at the Heka in Egypt, it looks a lot like hoodoo. That's why I tell you hoodoo is very old. This is just a very new term for our magic, but we've always carried it, especially when we start looking at the ancestors. Her past loved ones was reaching out to me to get her to understand. Yes, she'll get in one day and believe in her. Yes. Okay, it takes work over here. This is why they over there in Kemet they said know thyself and you shall know God. If you don't know how your mind work, you don't know why you're doing things. You ain't asking yourself, why am I jealous of her? What does she got that I ain't got? See, instead of trying to be jealous of people, ask yourself the question: why am I jealous of her? Because see, once you start seeing why you jealous of her, you start looking at what is gonna go back to childhood. You're gonna start looking at those wounds. But see, you ain't gonna ask yourself that because you wanna try to attack somebody because you're jealous of them or envious of them. You want to copy of them. You want to take their energy. You want to be them. That's what happens a lot here on this social media. Okay. All right, Royal Goddess. Okay. You ain't gonna get past this word. Okay. And I don't care what practitioner come here telling you, oh, you can learn hoodoo at this workshop in this course. Hoodoo is a way of life. Like I've explained to some of the people over there, it is no rush because again, you're having to again transform your life, transform yourself, and heal yourself and get in alignment. It may take you a year to get confident in yourself in your practice. Everybody learn at a different pace and comprehend at a different pace. Understand that everybody mind, works differently. It's not the same. And so I give you the opportunity to go through this stuff. We have discussions and workshops to where you can start applying this to your life because I know it's a way of life. I don't expect for you to go through a weekend workshop and now your life is all hoodoo. No, no, it takes repetition, it takes practice, it takes time for you to start integrating hoodoo in your life. And then one day, hoodoo is just everything. You see hoodoo everywhere, especially when you're doing the healing and you start reaching for all the stuff that your ancestors start reaching for, the herbs, the rituals, and start trying to heal yourself. You have a deeper appreciation and relationship with hoodoo and your ancestors when you start using it to heal yourself, but you don't see that. You want to go get some money and stuff, and really, if you healed and it got in alignment, you probably won't need to do that. Sometimes you are the root to your problem. I see it all the time in readings. This person over here think this is the problem, and I you pull back a read and say, no, this is the root to your problem. If you do this, this will get better. You looking at something else, but when the problem is right here, this the root to the problem. Hello, Chelsea. One Psalms. Okay. See, a lot of y'all don't want to look at that, but you got to look at self here. Stop looking at other people. Okay, and if you serious about hoodoo and you serious about this work, do the work. Stop trying to be like everybody else. That's why in our mentorship program, I do not share spells with you, although there's many of resources with rituals and spells in them where you can craft on your own. Because I'm going to recommend you follow your ancestors and start crafting your own work. And if a worker is steady just showing you work and not giving you a good foundation, then I would side eye that. Because once you get a good foundation and you comprehend hoodoo, you know the herbs, you know why you're using things, you know the history and the culture of hoodoo. Once you get that under your belt, you're going to be grabbing stuff and putting stuff together because you know it's going to work because you studied it. And now your ancestors are guiding you to put things together. Now you're going to these hoodoo practitioners just showing you work. That's not what you need because that's their work, what their ancestors showed them. That's ancestral. That's their ancestral magic. In order to tap into your ancestor magic, you need to follow your ancestor and tap into your own authenticity hoodoo. Hoodoo is, again, it is more like a frequency unique to you. That's why you see everybody magic look different. But hell, you jump up here on social media, everybody is doing the same thing. I side eye that. Even when I see people tarot cards all look the same. Tarot readings all look the same. Everybody's starting with these storylines, and you don't have to make up a story with tarot. You don't have to make up a storyline. Yo, this they looking at they betraying you. They want you back. Oh, they wondering this and they wondering that is not the tarot. I don't know what that is, but that's not the tarot. The tarot is about you and you in your life. It is not that. It's about healing. You keep playing with those tarot cards, you're gonna heal. That's what's gonna happen to you. They're gonna tell you a profound truth. They're either gonna scare the hell out of you, they're either gonna scare the hell out of you and you're gonna heal, uh, or you're gonna leave them alone. You can't be playing. I look at a lot of people playing with them cards like this. Okay, you keep playing with them cards, you're gonna mess around and heal. That's what's gonna happen. You up here trying to read somebody else's life and then talking about I can't read myself. That's because you got blocks. And them cards probably been telling you over and over again, you need to put me down and heal. Keep on playing with them cards if you want to. You're gonna mess around and heal. You don't know what the hell going on. If you're gonna feel like your whole damn life is crashing down on you. But it don't have to be like that if you take the divine guidance. Most people that's doing a tarot reading can't even read themselves because they not even really ready to look at the truth. That's why you get like, I can't read myself. That's because you got blocks. You're not ready to heal. Because if you was truly ready to heal, you could take what the tarot is saying. You know what you see there, but you don't think it's for you, but it's for you. It's like, I'm not laughing at you because I've been there. I've been there. I'm not laughing at you, but you need to heal and stop playing with them damn cards like that. Okay? Ain't no sense in picking those cards up if you ain't gonna heal. Because them cards gonna keep calling your butt out until you do it. You're not exempt. Just because you can read folks don't mean that you exempt from doing the work. Being new to your Patreon, can I start with your full access, your basic tier? Again, if you're trying to heal and you want, again, I think the Know Thyself membership is the best membership because you get access to the workshop, and we're getting ready to start our first workshop that's coming up this blood moon. And I'm excited about it because that's the great time to tap into that ancestral frequency and really start doing some healing and releasing work. I'm so excited about our first meeting. Okay, my intentions is to really set really good intentions and call forth some mighty ancestors for that workshop. So I'm really excited about it. So I do represent that. Now, if you're not interested in that, you already um got your mind, your body, your spirit in check, then you probably want to check out the ritual tier, where again, it's more about refining your energy. If you want to do the shadow work on your own, you can. I do share shadow work information there, but I don't go in more depth to do the workshops and stuff like we do in the Know Thyself. We do the workshops, we do the shadow work, we go deep. It's more of a healing circle. It's more intimate. Okay. But I do recommend that if you're serious about your work or whatever, uh, get over there in that right there because I'm more hands on with that, which I'm hands on with everyone there. I really am. I make an effort to. I just don't let you go and sit you there. I want you in my face. I want to be in your face. I want you to tell me what's going on with you. Okay. I want you to share your experience with me. Okay. See if there's anything I can provide, any insight, what's going on with you. I'm very present there. You guys say that's what you want, and then when you get it, you don't show up. Okay, some of us practitioners, we're showing up, but you don't show up because you're not serious. You think this is some type of plaything because you on social media. This is no plaything for us. Okay, so if you get over there, we're serious about it. You're gonna get so much content over there. The only way you don't know is you don't pick it up and eat it because the food is over there. There's plenty of food over there, plenty of sustenance over there. But if you don't eat it, it's not gonna nourish you. I can lead, I can lead you to water, but I cannot make you drink it, beloved. That work you have to do on your own. Will I mentor you? Will I hold your hand? Will I support you? Will I empower you? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be in your face. You're going to have that time with me and space with me to share whatever's going on with you, with your rituals in each tier. Because I'm right now I'm doing a poll on the ritual tier and the conjure tier because I like to meet with them separately because their goals are separately. And so I'm doing a poll now asking them, hey, which day y'all want to meet? What day y'all want to meet? Because I want to make sure that I connect with you and make sure that, you know, if I can help, you know. And so really staying present with them. Then I've contacted the conjure and say, hey, you guys, what day, what day? You know, so I really get in there with you to find what day, pin down a day where I can work with you. And because one member said, Miss Penny, can you please do a poll? And I said, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do a poll and kind of see what day work for you guys. But I try to make it at a time where our it's flexible for both of us because we're in, you know, totally two different time zones. So I try to make it convenient for you and I. And so I do listen to your feedback. It is important. It matters because I want you to get something out of it. Want you to again integrate it. So it's important that you have a cohesive environment and a practitioner that's opening to listening. Okay. So I'm open to listening. I am present. It does me no good to have you sitting there studying all that stuff and not coming with you, or you not have access to me uh, to talk about this stuff. We even getting ready to do a book review, a live stream book review, and you guys probably be able to enjoy that on our YouTube channel. But we're getting ready to do a live stream book review on hoodoo cleansing, and I think that's coming up. I think that's coming up on the 14th, the 13th or the 14th. We're going to be doing that live stream book review. Okay, so now, and that's for the whole platform. You know, that I asked them, hey, what book reviews do y'all want? I know we put a lot of material over here. What books do you want to review? Did you think that we need to review and get more insight on? And so everybody was given the book that they wanted to review. And I said, okay, so now I have a list of books that I'm going to be doing live stream book reviews on. So you get a chance to really see what's going on over there and how deep we go. Okay. That we don't just put stuff up there and just have you to read it. We go deep. I want to know your thoughts. And I want to know what you get out of it. Are you comprehending it? You will not walk away from there confused. Okay, you will not walk away from there confused. No, I will not let you do it. Even with each book, each conversation I have, there's always clarity there. Okay, so you will get the proper mentorship if you're ready. Now don't get over here, y'all waste a lot of practitioners' time thinking you're gonna go over there and steal their personality and their energy. You're gonna become them. No, this is about becoming you. You got your own beautiful, unique authenticity. Why try to do it to somebody else? Your ancestors gave you that. It's a disrespect. They gave you all your personality, your characteristics, and all it is, and now you throwing it away trying to be like somebody else. Ain't no sense in doing that. That's where your magic is. Now this thing I want to act right, Lord. Come on now, TikTok. Okay, there we go. That's where your magic is. That's where you fail at trying to be like somebody else. Now I can see you said, now this person, this practitioner, they look authentic. I love the fruits of the spirits that they have. I want them to mentor me. I know they can bring out my authenticity. They can help me believe in myself. They can help me be comfortable in my own skin. That is the correct mindset to have. Not try to be like the practitioner, but be you. Start imagining the best you. You can't take nobody else's spirit. You can't take their swag, their demeanors. You can't take it's theirs. It's their authenticity. Get your own. And it's good. The more awkward that it is, the more beautiful it is. That's just me. The spirit just the more, the more unique and odd that it is, the more beautiful it is. You just don't know that. You had nobody to tell you that. Okay? So I don't care. It may not look like everybody else's, but it works just fine for you and you're comfortable with it. Now that right there is powerful magic, but you don't think that though. You want your magic look like everybody else magic. I've and, and and I'm not trying to be uppity or I'll put in or nothing like that. But as a child, I never liked what everybody else do. I wanted my own stuff. It's so conformist to me. It's so conform, and I'm not a conformist. I do not like conformity. And I've always liked unique things. I love people that create their own style. You see that a lot on TikTok. They create their own purses. They create their own clothes. That that's the magic right there. But you miss it. It don't have to look like it. Can be weird to everybody else. It doesn't matter. It's your magic. I know mine's look weird to some people. The things I do. If you seen my hoodoo practice, you'd be like, Miss Penny, why you do that? And if I broke it down to you, it'll make sense. You'd be like, oh, that do make sense. Why you doing it like that? I just never seen anyone do it like that. But it ain't for you really to understand. It's my magic. Okay, it's what how my ancestors told me how to do it, and it works. It works for me. I don't ask nobody for permission about my magic. You know why? Because I follow my ancestors. I don't give a damn what nobody else say. So you got to get like that. You got to get like that. You got to get like that. Once you know what you know, and you know what these herbs do, you know what you got in your kitchen, and you know how to get it popping, locking. You know how to get it. Can't nobody tell you nothing because your ancestors showed you what to do. You don't care what nobody else do. You don't care how that magic look. It can be pretty as it want to be, but it ain't yours. Okay. Now you have it's just very misleading to show you this and not give you greater context about what magic is really about. And I want to share hoodoo with my community in a healthy way, in a way that has you responsible and gives you back your power. On Patreon, I search Miss Penny Not Seeing It. What's your picture avatar? Go look at my link tree here on in my profile, and it should take you directly to Spiritual Roots Hoodoo Community. It should have a tree on it, and it's got a man and a woman in front of it. That's on the front of the page, and it's Spiritual Roots Hoodoo Community. Okay, so that's what we I'm gonna break it down for you, and I have to teach you the right way, baby. I have to teach you the right way. You probably ain't gonna like me and say I'm gonna bang that in your head. Your ancestors and shadow work, because I want you to heal, baby. I want you to fight for your healing because what the hell, what they did to us? You walking around here thinking you ain't hurt. These folks, honey, and I break that down over there in the Know Thyself member. I break that all the way down to you. And I think I shared it with the whole platform, baby. You are sadly mistaken if you think you weren't touched by trauma. You better go look at the history of your ancestors and see I break that down for you. And then you start understanding too why I say it's closed. Miss Penny ain't being mean. Miss Penny, I understand now. You see, you start understanding once I break down that intergenerational trauma and show you how, and you start looking at yourself and seeing how you're acting it out. You you understand then. Okay? That's why I say this is closed. You start understanding how your mind work and how it impacted not just your ancestors but you, because it's still running in there. You're still looking at it, you still watching it and being tortured every day in the Americas when you see them do people of color the way they do them. That is ongoing trauma. That is compounded trauma. That is PTSD, CPTSD. You are living in anxiety every day because why? Your life is always at risk and it's going to impact you. We just got through covering the book, The Body Keeps Score. Need to go look up that book. I think you can do a search for it on YouTube. It's called The Body Keeps Score. And in this book, it's an old book. But see, I have to talk about it. I break it all the way down in the Know Thyself. You get the book, the audio book, and the physical book over there. But again, the body keeps scoring that your body stores that trauma. And then they look in the black community. We don't know why they got high blood pressure. We don't know why it's riddled with diabetes. You know why? You know why? You know trauma epigenetically stays in the genes, and you keep doing it ongoing, and now it's stored. Now it's being stored in our body because we're not doing the work to get it out. You know why? See, I break that all the way down because they know they have did studies on this. They know, okay? They know what's going on with you, telling you, oh, it's just diabetes. No, you just treating the physical symptom of the spiritual abuse that you have put these people through and still putting them through. The psychological warfare you got these people up under is manifesting in their body. This spirit is settling in their body, these oppressive spirits that you're putting out on them. So you don't see it like that because you don't understand spiritual science. You don't understand spiritual warfare. That's why you shouldn't be playing with nothing, picking stuff up if you don't understand it. You don't understand spiritual science. That's why you should not be picking up stuff you do not understand. You don't understand the battles of the mind. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but this is the battle of the mind. If your mind is not right in magic, you wonder why it's not working because your mind ain't right. You don't understand the spiritual science. And really, they should have taught us this in school. Everybody say, well, who do is magic? Is it really? Because it's a science to me. Cause you get over here and start doing the work, you see all kinds of shifts start happening. You ain't got to do no magic, cause everything is lining up. It's like you in a surreal. It's in a virtual reality. When you see, you be like, oh my God, I just did this and start healing, and my life got right. Oh my God, I don't even have to do that no more. It trips you out when you see it, and then when you do see work, when you do actually do the work and go to your altar, I see it every day, and it trips me out. When you do the work and then you walk away, it's almost, and this is for a lack of a better term, it's like you jump a timeline, like you're, I don't know, like that magic, it starts to live in your reality, and it just start working. You don't even question it anymore, because as soon as you get there and your mouth is on fire, your thoughts are clear, you get there in that altar, it's going to shift. That's the best way to see it. I did some work the other day praying for my family and stuff, because honey, that child was acting a fool. Honey, we have to pray for our kids sometimes, honey. And then I remember I said they you don't have to look at them, give 'em mercy and grace. So we all inherited trauma, so I can see why they act the damn fool the way they do. Lord, I'm trying to be a better mother, be a better me. I said, I'm gonna pray for this child, honey. I ain't even gonna go back and forth with her, honey. I started praying for that child, honey, calling down ancient mothers and praying for that child and calling on the Most High, baby, and reading them Psalms. And I started shifting her, shifted. I said, "Oh no, you want you thing. You will not bound my baby's mind and her spirit like that. You won't do it. I won't let you do it." And I started praying for my baby. See, you start learning how to deal with things. You start getting spiritual solutions to everyday problems. See, that's why I don't argue with people no more. I go straight to my ancestor altar, start talking about them, telling them what's going on. My ancestors moved me to do some healing work or prayer work for them. Honey, I immediately start seeing shifts. See, I don't argue with folks no more. And I will take you straight to that altar and pray for you. I'm not gonna worry about you. You understand me? I ain't gonna let you. I'm not gonna destroy my peace. What I am gonna do is ask my ancestors what to do. I'm either gonna pray for you, or leave you alone. Whatever my ancestors have me to do. But honey, I was working that altar on her butt. I said, honey, I'm gonna pray for you because you're not gonna have my baby's mind like this. I refuse for that to be on my baby like that. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And honey, I worked that work. And I got up one day and I saw a shift in her. I didn't talk to her nothing. I said, I ain't gonna talk to her nothing. I'm gonna watch this shift happen in her, and it happened. Okay. See, you start getting spiritual solutions to everyday problems. See, you don't argue with folks no more. You when you have emotional regulation, you take that stuff straight to the altar. And I was mad as hell, upset at my daughter. I said, but that ain't gonna do it though. That ain't gonna help it. I need to do something with this. How I feel. And I transformed it. What did I do? I transformed it to healing. But you're not gonna know how to do that if you have not done the healing. If you don't take a moment to slow down and regulate. Some of us mamas, we going back and forth with our daughters trying to be right and all this type of stuff, and they ain't gonna understand us because they ain't some of them ain't no mamas yet and they ain't had your experience. Honey, you go to them great mothers and you start talking to them about your child, what's going on with your child, the great mothers, your ancient mothers that gave birth to civilizations. You think they don't know? You go talking to those ancestors, and they'll start shifting things for you. Okay, they know. Them children don't know, but them ancestors know. Pray for your children. Pray abundance, prosperity, blessings over them. Okay? Don't be too quick to put them down. Pray blessings. Because some of us, we curse our own children. You don't want to do that. Well, honey, now I pray more than ever for my children. Because I want them to be living on them prayers even when I'm gone. Okay? And I pray again because them things will try to get up in your family and destroy your family, that trauma. And you got to know what's going on and stop looking at the person so much and looking at the personality that's coming through. Because some of them things be trying to work through your family. And you be mad at the family member. No, it's the thing that's in the family member that's acting like that. And you got to go pray for them people. Because them things will use your family to try to destroy you. That's spiritual warfare. Now, do some family members know they're up under this? Some of them don't. Some of them do. Some of them willingly, there are ops against you. Like that girl said that somebody said in her that person love their demons. They don't want to let them go. You got some people love their wounds. They love to be petty. They love to be toxic. It's cute to them. It's cute to go over here and humiliate people, and then the next day they unalive themselves. You got people like that. It's disgusting. They live off toxicity, of pouring their garbage into other people because they can't generate their own energy. It can be real strong in laws. Mama Vargas, I'm not sure I understand you. It can be real strong in laws. Yep, I think I understood what you said. Yes, it can be. You got to, again, have your boundaries with these people, the spirits that's in them, and you have to be, again, stay spiritually spiritually strong. Best to have boundaries with what you ain't gonna do. Cause I know what I ain't gonna do. I ain't gonna sit there and go back and forth with you. I'm not gonna sit here and keep harboring all these lower vibrational emotions and stuff. What I am gonna do is go to my altar, maybe cry, cause I'm gonna do that. I'm just a crybaby sometimes. I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna talk to my ancestors about it. But I'm gonna be talking about you on that altar, what I need to do about you. Cause I'm not gonna be jeopardizing my energy messing with you. Just ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna do something with you. Now that I understand spirit. See, you don't have to argue and fight with nobody. See, when you got emotional regulation and you can mind your thoughts wisely, honey, you know exactly what you gonna do with them when they sit up there talking that mess. They sitting up there talking that mess. You let them talk. That's why you keep your mouth closed. So when you go to that altar, stuff gonna shift and move. Why? Because again, you did not participate in that toxicity. You kept your energy clear, your slate clean. Some of us be they downright be getting our feelings hurt, but we got to keep our mouth shut because we know when we go to that altar, it's got to be right. We gonna shift it and move it. Most of the hoodoo practitioners you see, they not gonna say nothing. They're not gonna go back and forth with people. They know exactly what to do. The person that ain't saying nothing, going back and forth, you best believe they working the hell out of somebody, and they ain't saying a word. Them the people that's doing all the work. The people that's not saying nothing and going back and forth, they working the hell out of something. You better believe that. They getting shifts and making changes too. Not the ones out here is talking smack and I'm gonna put you in the pot. I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do this to it. No. Why would I tell you that? Why would I tell you what I'm capable of? No way that I would tell you what I'm capable of. That's a part of my magic. You understand me? I'm not gonna tell you that what I'm capable of doing. You don't need to know that until it's time. I'm not gonna share that with you. I know what I'm capable of doing. It's not for everybody else to know. Why you think your ancestors kept their stuff in a closet? They kept it secret, and they hiding stuff in bags underground, under houses and stuff, so nobody can see. They weren't talking about their work, but they were sure seeing some changes. You didn't even know they was doing some work, but here we are putting all our business in the street on here for everybody to see because we want to impress somebody. We want to get validation. We want to get acknowledgement. I care nothing of the such. I only want to be acknowledged and be ranking in the spiritual realm. I don't give a damn how humans really rate me because humans, some of us, ain't in our right mind. We value and validate and recognize the wrong things. That's why when I see people, my name is Dr. So and so, I'm the initiate, I'm priestess, whatever. I don't care who you is, how you ranking in that spirit world though. So you trying to get ranking in the physical realm. I'm trying to, we ain't the same. We are not the same. I'm trying to be ranking in the spiritual realm and be validated and acknowledged and recognized in the spiritual realm. You're trying to do that on a physical level that really ain't worth a hill of beans. The only thing that matter is how you ranking in this spirit realm, though. Can you call down fire when it's time? Can you shift that stuff when it's time to be shifted? I don't care what you can manipulate and tell lies and stuff with your mouth, but can you manipulate that energy though? Can you get some stuff shifting on that altar when you need it to? I don't care how you appear here and how many costumes you put on and how many names you name yourself. They don't make you. It's not the same. We are not the same. I have to tell remind people that you got some people. I got this. I got that. I made this money. I don't. I really don't care about that. Are the ancestors talking to you? What spirits come to contact you today? I really don't care about that. See, my mind ain't your mind. My mind ain't on this type of thing. I don't get caught up in a lot of this physical reality like that. And see, once you start doing your work and you really have a relationship with spirit, you don't come so attached to this physical realm like that, especially with people. And then you get people on it. Well, Miss Penny, this is lonely. Yeah, it is because it's a lot of people that love being sick. So yeah, it's some people they love being sick. They don't know no other way to be. They scared of who they gonna be and when they heal. They think they gonna be. I don't know what they think, but hey, yeah, you gonna be on this road together. Everybody don't like healing. They love extracting energy from people. They love to put on masks. They love to wear their ego. So yeah, this is gonna be a lonely road. And see, you say you want hoodoo, you want to get over here. This is what it is, beloved. This is what it is. Don't come over here faking and jiving, faking and fronting and all that stuff. You ain't fooling nobody. Cause I definitely ain't fooling them spirits. Cause anything you doing it ain't right, it's gonna backfire on you. Believe me, if you ain't right with them spirits, you up here faking and fronting and all this stuff. It's them spirits gonna expose you. They're gonna send people to expose you. You got a lot of that going on, especially over here at TikTok. A lot of these folks are being exposed on here. My own big beautiful eyes. Ancestor said, "You keep focused on me. That's gonna take care of itself." And look at it now. Some of it take care of itself. And I said, oh my God, the ancestors. I may not understand, but the ancestors are never wrong. They're never wrong. I may not understand their answer and their statements, but they're never wrong. Okay? They're never wrong. They're never wrong. Okay? Our ancient ancestors understood this truth. Before the priest and priestess or magician could perform sacred rites, they were expected to cultivate purity of heart and clarity of thought. That's what they were doing in ancient Egypt. That's why I can't, over there when I'm doing lectures, and I've read a lot of books, you guys. I can't tell you, I've been at this game for a long time. And I'm constantly finding new books and scanning other books and reading other books. But I can't tell you, there is not a writer that can talk about the metaphysical science without bringing up the spiritual system of ancient Egypt. They cannot, because that is the foundation of it all. They perfected this. So when you get over there in our Know Thyself membership, that is the path that we are following. This is old ancient wisdom of purging and cleansing the mind and spirit. Now you wash your body. Yeah, you can wash your aura, but now we go deeper into again purging and clearing out your mind and emotions, having you to talk about these things, having you to look at these things, having you to look at your inner child, to look at your family, to look at the trauma. We go deep over there. See, I don't know what you thought magic was about, but you got to dig to get there. And a lot of us, I don't know, more of us need to be talking about this. We had to dig and hit our bottom to find our magic. That's basically what you hit your bottom to find your magic. You look at all the oogie, ugly stuff that you are inside you, and you start to purge that stuff, and you start some integration work, and you start to see the magic happening. It'll start happening before your eyes when you start getting in alignment doing this work. I'm telling you, working with your ancestors and doing this work, you're gonna see that. And during this time, if you're over there and you're going through our course, spend a lot of time with your ancestors, either pouring libations or at an altar. But at some point, you're going to have to erect the altar. You can start with the libations. Libations get it cracking. They need to be done outside. I select and become a member. It goes to different tiers. I go to join. It goes back to become a member. I don't know why it's doing that, dancing Mike. Log out and log back in. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Patreon be doing some weird stuff. I've had members that say, "Hey, Miss Penny, I can see this. I don't see this right now," and sometimes it takes a while to um I think to catch or whatever. You know, sometimes it be acting funny. I had that going on with another person. But again, that's what we do over here. I go deep we go deep over there. And our first meeting over there, we have boundaries and guidelines because I've been doing this work for a long time. So I know how a healing circle looks. I know how the transformation look. I know how healing looks. Okay. And you'll start seeing it on yourself too. You're going to see feel yourself get lighter and lighter as you go through here, and your mind gonna get clearer and clearer. I promise it will. You do the work, you show up, you're gonna get results. But if you don't do the work and don't show up, then you keep your misery and your pain. Eh, that's how you gonna keep. Okay. Again, you can click the link in my bio TikTok in the link tree. It should have our Patreon community called Spiritual Roots Hoodoo Community on Patreon. We have our first workshop that's coming up, the Know Thyself workshop, Healing Circle over there. Okay, you're going to be minding your own business. You're going to tell your own story because we're going to break down the psychogenealogy. And so we're going to have you talking and opening your mouth and telling your story and start doing some purging because it's power in your mouth. You see, you don't know how to use your mouth yet. You're going to learn how to use your mouth over there. You're gonna know what your mouth is for and how to use your mouth and when to shut your mouth. When you see how powerful it is, it either can heal, it's power, it's life and death truly in it. Because you're gonna be using your tongue to bring life and heal yourself. Okay, when you see the power in you talking about things and getting things in the open, how clear it is, huh? You're gonna see how powerful your mouth is. Okay, and you totally start understand why you keep your mouth shut and when you should be opening your mouth. And really, a lot of times your mouth should stay closed because again, you're building up your chi and you're getting again a lot of these spirits because we're going in deeper and we're talking about that for our my Patreon family over there. Love you guys. We getting ready to go deeper. You guys say you want to know about ancestors. We getting ready to talk about how they communicate to you through your mind. We getting ready to go deeper with that because this really you don't understand. You already a medium, but you're probably missing the signs, beloved. Your first mediumship psychic abilities are going to be with your ancestors. But if you're not consistent with the ritual and your heart ain't sincere, then you ain't gonna get no results. That's why there's no initiation in hoodoo, because them spirits working directly to you. They see you. They know when you faking and funking and jiving, so don't do it. You better come here with your heart right. Your heart has got to be right. It's got to be right to line up with these energies. There's got to be a form of righteousness from you. Did you have to be perfect? Absolutely not. Nobody's saying you got to be perfect, but you have to be in alignment with these energies and be open to healing. Because if you're open to healing, again, you can make the shifts, then you can make shifts in your own reality and your magic. But if you're not willing to shift and transform yourself, you're not tapping into magic. Magic begins with you. True alchemy begins with your mind and your emotions. That's where the alchemy happens. Okay, I'm breaking this all the way. Like I've come here so many times and broken hoodoo down to a science for you guys. I have. I've broken it down to a science. I don't know if you get it, but I promise you get over there and to know thyself membership or either one of our memberships because I try to be as formative as possible. You know, especially when it comes to shadow work, when it comes to healing, when it comes to things like that. I try to keep you informed as possible and give you as many resources as possible to help you on your journey so you have no excuse to say, I didn't know. I didn't understand. Y'all love to say that too. Some of y'all love to say that. Some of you, we love to be self sabotaging, we're self destructive, we're self hating. I mean, of course, I get it because you're in an environment that creates that type of atmosphere for you. It requires you to be ignorant, it requires you to be self destructive and self sabotaging. They putting spells on you every day to mess up your mind, your body, and your spirit. So, of course, I get it. But when somebody give you the medicine, don't take the poison because you don't want the medicine. Okay? And not everybody's out to hex you. I get that, you know. I can't tell you that storyline just gets on my nerves when practitioners with somebody after you and they trying to do something, this is a spiritual attack. It's a fear-based thing. You're going with that Christian thing. Not everybody's out to attack you. You're just not that important. Don't be mad. Be glad. Okay? Sometimes it's you messing up your life. They wouldn't be able to attack you or do anything to you if you were in alignment and doing the work. Because you will have a again those ancestors defending you. I ain't really got to do nothing. I could tell my ancestor a problem that I got going on with somebody, and I ask them what to do. They'll either tell me, "Don't worry about it." And I'll be like, "But they did this. Don't worry about it." But they hurt my feelings. Don't worry about it. Pray about it and move on. Cause they They got some more. They gonna get what's coming to them. Don't you worry about it. It never fails. Within 2 weeks or a month, I start seeing that person like be all jacked up. They be going through some stuff. Did my ancestors do it? I don't know. Did they see something that I didn't see? I don't know. I just obey and mind my own damn business. You got to know how to learn your own business and not feed into other people's stuff. Because even that is feeding whatever energy that they got going, and you don't want to feed that. Sometimes it's just better to mind your own business and don't feed into that energy. That way, it doesn't have impact on you. So you don't understand energy. Just because somebody invite you to a fight, don't mean you need to go. You can jack up your own energy going back and forth with people like that. Don't do it. Take it to the altar. Everything out. You gonna hear me say, take it to the altar. Go talk to your ancestors. Stop reacting to everything. It probably would do you good to say, I wonder what happened to them to make them like that. Damn. Instead of taking everything offensively, being offended by everything, sometimes question it. When you start healing, you start looking at things differently. Okay? And you see, this is one reason why the ancient Egyptians, in their temples and mystery schools, they focused on self mastery before allowing a practitioner to even wield any spiritual magical power. You had to go through this process first. That was the initiation process. Getting to know your mind and emotions, being able to monitor your thoughts and emotions before you even start dealing with magic like that. Being adept in it, doing any ceremonies like that. That has to be cleared out. Now, you say you want to learn hoodoo, and this is what you want to learn. There is no shortcuts. This ain't no shortcut over here. This why there ain't no initiation over here. Because them spirits gonna be guiding your every step. And you're gonna feel it too, especially when you get to doing this Know Thyself course in our healing circle. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna feel like an initiation process because of the things that you're gonna have to again get in alignment with it. Because it's the because that first part of this course, it's gonna be focused on you. You are devoted to minding your own damn business by any means necessary. And you're gonna see how hard it's gonna be for you to do it. It's easy to do. It's one simple step: mind your own damn business. Focus on you. Focus on you. Focus on you. It ain't your business. You don't fix nobody else's problem. You fix you. That's the first. That's the first rule in that program. Sounds simple, don't it? Until you start putting it into action. Until you start seeing how you people pleasing, how you trying to control, how you trying to manipulate by minding somebody else's damn business. We do it naturally. It's impulsive. We inherited it because after all, we live in a society that wants to control everything, that wants to manipulate everything. They've told you control, take control. You need to be in control. And so you have to learn how to surrender to spirit when you're doing your magic. Learn when to surrender. And basically, that's what magic is. But see, you ain't going to know that until you get in our course and I start breaking this down to you. All that anxiety and worry and all that stuff. Once you interface with your ancestors and the Most High, you learn to surrender. And when you learn to surrender, you tap into magic. You got to know when to surrender. Okay? We break that all the way down. And when you heal yourself, you're also healing your lineage. They carried, again, our ancestors carried weight of unhealed trauma through generations, and the healing is the liberation. Hoodoo is about liberation and freedom. It's about healing. It's more than just magic. This little fancy, pretty stuff that you see up here. Don't care what they telling you. Don't care what they showing you. And any person that has been doing this a long time, they'll tell you that. And you look at us and you say, y'all stay so calm, y'all stay so happy, y'all stay so, honey, we work at it. We work at it. And then we've had an experience that now we trust, we know. And you're going to be just like this. You're going to trust and know. No matter what storm is going on around you, as long as you can get to that altar, you know you can make something jump. So what you worried about? If you got God, the angels and the ancestors for you, who can be against you? Nobody. Nobody. And that's how you need to go to that altar. See, when you understand your spiritual allies, you don't nothing disturb your peace like that because you just seen it work. You can stand in trust. And you can have this same thing for yourself. You can see this for your own self. My daughter, she be getting upset about stuff. And back in the day when I was in my survival mode, I'd have been like her too. I said, this child don't even know. And I just smile. I said, okay. She'd be all riled up. I said, okay. Everything gonna be all right. I close that door and I go straight to that house and I get to working things out. Because I know where my strength lay at. I know where my helper is. And you can too. You can be this strong in your hoodoo practice as well. If you want this for yourself, then you get it. You're gonna have to get it yourself. Nobody gonna hand it to you. You're gonna have to put in that work and have your own experience. Like the ancestors, I would say, oh, I want to be like that so bad. I read these different books and I read about these people's lives and read about different things. I said, oh, I want to be like this so bad. I said, you need to have your own experience. This you reading about somebody else's experience. You need to stay aware of your experience because this is what this is about. And once I start documenting my own experience, that's when the real growth happens. That's when the real magic happens. Pay attention to you because it's magic happening right now, but you ain't paying attention. You looking at somebody else. And you got magic and supernatural stuff going on right in front of you. But you looking at somebody else stuff. Okay. Stop being so focused on trying to be like somebody else and be more focused on what you can become with the right mentor. Because the stuff that I give you over there, I don't gatekeep anything for you. Now, do I agree with a lot of the things I share and some I shared the other day? I said I don't recommend, but that it's my conjure members. And over there at conjure, you work with all different types of spirits. Okay, I introduce you to the conjure um tradition in hoodoo, and we work with a variety of systems. You guys are going to be knocked off your socks with some of the lectures that's coming up for you guys. And again, after the lecture, I'll come here and I'll share live streams after the lecture. But hey, I tell them, hey, I appreciate if you would do this way and to stay in alignment. I recommend this for you. I can't control what you do, but I recommend it to you because this is what I recommend, especially when they go to working with different spirits. Okay, doing any type of baneful work and working with different spirits. I can recommend it to them. It's up to them to follow it because again, uh they are the priest and priestess of their magic. But however, I do put safeguards on there and say, hey, I would recommend you do it this way because I want you to be safe. And so in conjure, we cover a variety of different spirits that you can work with in your workings. It's not just about herbs. That's the root work part. You can work with saints. You can work with angels. Yeah, that is more of the root work side. I think the root work and conjure gets blurred because of the variety of petitions you can do on the root work side versus the conjure side. You're dealing with, you can work with other spirits and other traditions or other religions, and you'll see that sometime in hoodoo. You guys, you're gonna, this gonna make more sense to you, especially the Patreon family, when you guys hear the lecture, and I'll be able to go into more details here on the live stream and share it with my TikTok and YouTube family. But again, we break everything down to a science and chewable sizes so you will understand it. Offer a variety of workshops and services that's going to help you on your journey. We don't just give you spells and say, do this. No, because we know over there that hoodoo is a way of life. It's nothing that you learn over the weekend, it's something you live in life. I hope you understand that. It's something you live in life. It's a way of life. It's certain things that we can't do. As a hoodoo practitioners, it's certain things we can't do. I can't be out here raggedy and then go to my ancestors and be asking them for something, and I done sit here and they know I know better. It's certain things we cannot do, and sometimes we got to be getting our feelings hurt and be wanting to act the fool sometime and cuss folks back out, but we can't do it because it'll mess with our energy field. We got to take it to the altar. Certain things we can't do. We can't go back and forth. Folks can't do that. We got to take it to the altar because we can't jeopardize our energy like that. And when you understand that, you won't be too quick to get back for you. Let people go on, go on, go on, go on. I don't got time for it. Okay? And you got to be careful with your energy. You know how precious it is. You know how powerful your mouth and your mind is. You ain't gonna let nobody come in there and start messing it up for you. You're just not gonna let it. You're not gonna let them do it, baby. When you understand it. Now we got a blood moon that's coming up, and I think this is a powerful time. And I did not plan this way. I did not, Patreon family. But I planned our healing circle on that full moon, which is the best time to do ancestors work. And I'm so excited about it. I'm still working on some ancestors prayers to open the meeting with, to really call in those ancestors when we start doing our healing work. But this is the best time to do it. They are, this is the best time. The blood moon is going to bring in that energy of release, rebirth, and that ancestral connection. The blood moon, again, it invites us to shed old emotional baggages, break generational curses, and align us with higher frequency. So we're really going to be tapped into that and bringing that to our first meeting. I'm so happy that it landed like that. The ancestors like, do it on this day. I did it on that day, and then I got ready to, because every month I always post uh, a astrological forecast for the new moon and the full moon, and I recommend, different type of roots work for all the different zodiacs in our Patreon group. And so when I went to go post it, I was like, oh my God, blue moon lands on a this full moon lands on the seventh, the day we do our thing. I was like, wow, interesting. So I'm so excited to be doing that work on that full moon and seeing how that healing takes place for everybody in our circle. I'm so excited about it. Okay. So I know it's going to magnify the ritual in what we're doing. And I'm definitely going to be invoking those energies and praying for the ancestors to be present while we do the work. Okay. Like I said, it's going to make it easier for us to release pain, resentment, and all of that. So making sure that we are ready for those shifts. So excited about that because I think this will be like the first time I did a ritual, a collective ritual like this, a healing ritual like this. Yeah, it is. It is on the full moon. So I'm so excited to see the shifts and changes here. And I'm just gonna make it really special for everyone. especially because this is our first meet. And so, but we're going deep with it. We're really going to be looking at family. We're going to be looking at our experiences. Okay. So I'm very, so if you're interested in that, our first again, and once we get to going in this Know Thyself, in our healing circle over there, I recommend you get over there now because once it gets revved up, you might get a little lost. Although you'll be able to see the videos of our healing circle, it is so much more beneficial when we all do it together collectively. Because when we all get the calling on our ancestors collectively and start to do the work, you see bigger shifts happen. Hope that made sense. And if that's something that you're interested in, I recommend that you get over there now before we start our first healing circle. Okay. And again, it's going to challenge you to face yourself honestly, heal yourself courageously, align deeply with cosmic order, and again, give you a better foundation of hoodoo. So when you go to your altar, you know exactly what you do. You're going to have a better connection with your ancestors because you get a chance to understand them, the psychogenetics of them, the trauma, how it was passed down, and you get a chance to start moving some of that stuff out by talking, using your the most powerful conjure tool in your body is your mouth. Healing yourself is the highest offering you can give to your ancestors and the greatest preparation for any magic work. Okay? Any magic work you are doing, healing it is nothing gonna do nothing put you in alignment with it and amplify it. The blood moon only amplifies this sacred process, reminding us that just as the moon renews its light, so too can we. So, again, I am just very excited about this new moon. I mean, about this blood moon that's coming up and the energies that we're going to be working with. A lot of releases going to be going up. And I do recommend if you have not, again, read the book, The Body Keeps Score, look it up, Google it. They even, I think they have a YouTube video. You can watch it on free, listen to it free on YouTube. But you need to listen to that book and really understand how intergenerational. You might have some of those psychosomatic symptoms that's going on when it get to talking about how these symptoms set up in our body. You need to understand that how these spirits is, and I'm gonna give you an indication. I love sharing this story. And I'm gonna share with you so you can understand how it works. Now, when I first got in the healing circle, uh, a lot of us had a lot of psychosomatic illnesses. Okay, we knew it came from trauma in this healing circle. Everybody illness looked different depending on what role they were in their family. And my role in my family, I toted a lot of weight because I was a scapegoat. I got blamed for everything. And then I was put in the role as a parent. Okay, I parented my mother, I parented my sisters. It was too heavy of a role. And so what had happened is my trauma started setting up in my shoulders. Doctors could not they could not explain why I had stiff shoulder syndrome. I said I have not pulled nothing, I have not picked nothing up for my shoulder to be jacked up the way it's jacked up. It should not be jacked up this way. I was going to get cortisol shots, was not working. Cortisol shots wasn't working. I remember that doctor told me, he asked me, "You had stiff shoulder syndrome, you know what I'm talking about, honey. It'll bring a grown man to his knees." And honey, remember that doctor asked me to raise up, he said, "Can you raise up your arm?" And I said, "Absolutely not, and you better not ask me to do it either." And I could him and my ex-husband just bust out start laughing. I said, "I'm not playing, don't ask me to do that." He said, "I'm not gonna ask you to do it." That's just how bad it hurt. Cause I remember raising it one time and it brought me to my knee. I got so nauseated, I thought I was gonna, uh, I mean, I just felt so nauseated. I never had pain to make me feel that nauseated. I mean, just made my stomach just hurt. And so I can remember it. And it stayed like this for like 3 or 6 months. 3 to 6 months, my shoulder, I wasn't like getting any headway. And I was talking to my ancestors about it. They said, I want you to go to walk in this park. And when you start walking in this park, I want you to start shaking that arm, moving that arm. No matter how painful it is, we want you to keep shaking it and moving it. And when you start shaking it and moving it, tell it that thing to get out your body. Tell it to get out your body because it's in your body. That's what it is. It don't want to move out. I said, what? And I love walking. I love to go to parks and walk in parks. So I did it every morning. I went to that park and honey, I got to walking and shaking my arm and telling that thing to get out of my arm. I was just really shaking my arms and get out of my arm, get out. You're not welcome in my body. Get out of my body. Get out of my body. And I kid you not, my arm morphed. It looked like something off the Matrix. Like my arm morphed into like a swiggly. It was like no bones was in my arm. It morphed and did this swiggly thing. It was like a wave. My arm, you could just actually, the bone was gone. I can't even explain it. You know how you got these toys, these jiggly Gumby toys, like you can move? It was like this. It was no bone in it. It did this. It scared the hell out of me. I saw it shoot into the ground. It scared the hell out of me, and I started running. And then it's just said, like, why are you running? Because you're running from yourself. It came out of your arm. So what are you running from? What are you running from? And I had to stop. I was like, what the hell wrong with me? That doesn't make any sense, but it scared me so bad. But like they told me, it was in my body. That thing was in my body, and it was. I had never seen nothing like it. Scared the hell out of me when I seen it. Uh, it's so hard to put in the word. It's just like a string. It just did a swiggly string thing. It was like there was no bone in my arm at all. I I can't even explain that. But again, I know because of that experience, so I can come here and talk to you. So you'll start seeing some of these psychosomatic illnesses when they don't want to get out your body, they'll try to set up in your muscle. They'll try to set up in your bones. Uh, they're gonna try to live somewhere in your body. So I recommend a lot of body work when you're doing this work as well, whether it's going to be walking, you do massages or Reiki, doing the body work. Because once you start pointing these things out, you can start calling them out. They sometimes they don't want to come out. They'll try to sit up in your body. I'm just telling you. See, I can explain this work because I did this work. I can break this work down to a science. I know because it all come together. Hoodoo is not just about magic and all that stuff. You got to get that stuff out your body that try to live in your body. All them things some people put in us. Okay, the way they keep that environment makes it easy for them. We become vulnerable to those things, and it makes it easy for them to attach to us. Okay. So, honey, I wouldn't have believed it had I not seen that thing. That thing was in my body like that. I had to tell that thing to get out of my damn body. And after that, I had no more problems uh, like that anymore. Didn't have stiff syndrome anymore. Didn't need physical therapy anymore. Didn't need any of that anymore after that thing got out of my body. Then I had to talk it out of there. And had I not listened to my ancestors, I probably wouldn't have got that far because I listened to them and they said, wave it, wiggle it, shake that thing up out your body and tell it to go. Best advice they ever gave me. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is why I was healing. And so they'll give you ways to heal. They'll tell you what to do. But because I was trying to heal and they were there and I was calling on elevated ancestors to help me do that. And that's what happens when you start doing the healing work. You come in contact with higher frequency, elevated ancestors. And it really helps you do the shifts faster. You're going to see your life will start shifting. You think you had to do this kind of magic and you had to do that kind of magic, and you start healing in your whole damn life. get brand new and get better. You be like, oh my gosh, I didn't even have to do this. Yeah, because you needed to be refined. You needed to be in alignment. Nothing was wrong with you, but you needed to get in alignment. Now you got to figure out what kind of other magic you want to do, because now you done fix your life. See how that work? That's how it works. You won't have to do so much magic if you get yourself in alignment. You won't be putting out a whole bunch of fires. It's simpler when you just get yourself, just heal and get in alignment. And you won't be doing magic over here, magic over there. I've got to do this. And when you do go to your altar, you won't have to work so hard at getting things to moving, because you're in alignment. And once you speak, your magic is already reaching in the afters, and again, that magic begins to form and become alive, and you start seeing shifts. So you understand magic, but it's born in the mind first. You create it with your mind. Okay. So again, go get that book, The Body Keeps Score, so you can understand that. I thought I would share that with you. And of course, over there on Patreon, we give a full breakdown. I give a full lecture on it, so you understand what it is. You see, you don't understand that. They got you thinking hoodoo is just about magic. No, honey, this is a everything. This is a everything, honey. Our ancestors reaching for hoodoo, doing everything. It's a spiritual science to it. It's a holistic medicine in it. Yes, that's what's in there. It's a psychological wellness in there. Yes, honey, that's what's in there. And so you don't understand that, because you don't understand hoodoo, and you don't understand spiritual science. You understand how it works. Okay? And it's one thing about hoodoo. Hoodoo treats the mind, body, and spirit. You can go to the doctor and they just treating your body, but they're not treating the root of the problem, which started from your spirit and your mind. And the first thing our ancestors did, they got their mind right. They did those hydrotherapy, along with shifting their thinking with Bible scriptures or chants or affirmations. They know a shift don't happen until we do the shift. Shifting and magic doesn't happen if we're not willing to transform and use our own alchemy on ourselves. Like I tell people, if you want to do a spell on somebody else, you need to do one on you. Do one to make you better. You don't want to hear that shit, do you? You don't want to hear that. Do one to make you better. Stop putting them spells on somebody. Do one to make your mind right. Do one like that. I dare you go put a spell on yourself to make you do better. You don't want to do that. It's on the September 7th, World Goddess. You don't want to do that. Go do a spell on you. I always want to do make them love me. Do a spell on you to make you love yourself, so you stop doing that. You don't want to hear that though. Because that's what I'm gonna tell you over there. Better not ask me. That's the first thing I'm gonna ask you. You ask me, should I do a spell on somebody? Did you ask your ancestors? What you doing a spell on them for? And if I see is anything in there that's not right, first thing I'm gonna say, you probably need to do a spell on yourself to get your mind right. 'Cause you ain't thinking right. That's what you need to be doing. That's usually where it starts. You need a new attitude, like that Patti LaBelle said. You need to listen to that Patti LaBelle song. Get a new attitude. Sometimes it's our attitude. It's our ego. Easing God on out. Okay? A lot of y'all like to do, we like to put spells on people, put hex on. Do it on you. Stop trying to change somebody else and change you. Y'all want to hear that though. Y'all always want to learn something and do something. And if you are not serious about hoodoo, don't get in there, because you haven't did the study. You trying to learn from this video, this practice. Stop doing that, because you only gonna cross yourself up. You don't need to be following them folks at all. You supposed to be following your ancestors. That's your first mistake. Your first mistake is that you following people and not your ancestors. And I'm gonna have to ask you not to do that. I'm definitely going in our community. Don't do that. You do yourself a disservice. You telling your ancestors they're not adequate in leading you, but yet you want to practice hoodoo. Stop following other people. That's your problem. Sit down and talk to your folks and figure out how your mind works. Figure out who your family is. Figure out who you truly are. And see, you don't know who you are till you start breaking down that tree and looking at what frequency you were born on and how high you got to raise your frequency and how much alignment you need to do to start shifting things in your life. See, you don't know that yet because you don't even know yourself. You too busy trying to follow people and do what other people say. You don't even know yourself. And then want to change your name to priestess this and priestess that and all this kind of stuff. Do you know who your folks is? Do you know who you are? Do you truly know who you are? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Do you know? Do you accept yourself? The good, the bad, the ugly? Because that's what you're gonna have to do when you get over here. A lot of self-care gonna be going on, especially if you can start going through this healing course. I'm going to recommend that for you. Self-care, self-love, because it's hard work. Self-reflection and self-awareness is a two-edged sword. It opens you up to your wounds, but it also opens you up to the mess that you are causing, not just to yourself, but to other people too. And it's a hard pill to bite when you realize that you are a problem. Because everybody want to be perfect until they find out they ain't perfect. And this work is not about perfection. It's if you thinking that healing is all about being perfect. No, it's not about that. It's about staying in alignment. Ain't nobody tell you got to be perfect. Again, it's all about the lesson and experience. That's not what's required. What's required is the continued growth and alignment. What are you learning behind your mistakes? They are welcome because they are teachers. Okay? So nobody's supposed to be perfect. So I'm not even perfect. I do stuff the other day. My daughter called me out. I said, yes, I did that. Because I was anxious and I was on edge. And I'm going to try to do better. Did I like that they called me out? Hell no, I didn't like that. Didn't feel good at all. Came in here and cried because it hurt my feelings. But they was right. And I told them I'm going to do better. Okay? And I've been trying it and I've been focused on doing better. Make amends for it and try to do better. You ain't gonna be perfect. But you gotta be willing to take correction as well, even when it hurts. Just be able to sit there and look at yourself and have compassion and say, yeah, I do that. And I do that because I was wounded. I know what was going on with me. And I'm going to give myself what I need and be more aware of what's going on with me. Have compassion, mercy. See, when you start having to have compassion and mercy and grace for yourself, honey, you start to learn to have it for other people. You start really learning what the fruits of the spirits really is because that mercy and grace that you refuse to give somebody else, you're gonna need it for yourself. And as you have it for yourself, you'll have more mercy and grace for other people. You won't be so quick to judge other people because you know you got some raggedy stuff in you. So how the hell you gonna judge somebody else? How you gonna be so judgmental? Because you can still got things that you're working through. You're not giving them a pass. Again, you are offering them the mercy and grace that you offer yourself. So you don't understand that until you have to look at yourself. You don't understand forgiveness. You don't understand those things until you actually have to look at you and give it to yourself. And that's the hardest thing ever. Because I started looking at the things I did. I said, oh my God, I messed that person's life all up. Oh my gosh, with that stuff. And then I got upset with myself. I got very upset with myself. Like, why? I was like, I wish I had a time machine so I can go in there and do it all over again. And sometimes, again, a lot of grief work comes with this too. When you see, in hindsight, how you was not aware of your behavior because you was living out survival mode, and then giving yourself the compassion, saying, "Hey, you was You was who you had to be at that moment. You didn't know no better. You couldn't do no better. What did you know that was different? Could you at that time did you know anything that was different? You have to go back and talk to that person that you was, okay, and heal that person. Baby, you be peeling back layers of yourself over here. And as you begin to do that, you begin to understand spirits a lot better. You begin to see spirits in people. You'll be able to see their wounds. You'll be able to see their gifts. Because when you understand more about self, you understand more about others. Okay? You become a better healer because you done healed yourself. You know exactly what somebody is talking about and feeling because you done healed that parts of yourself. You might even have a unique medicine I don't even have because of an experience you've had. See, all of us got our own unique medicine. We all got our own unique medicine. A person that has survived, uh, say, a traumatic experience where they, you know, lived in a dysfunctional family and all that kind of stuff, they're gonna have a different medicine. Their medicine is gonna be geared towards people who's dealing with that, and they'll be able to provide them with medicine and remedies and experiences to help them navigate and heal. See, everybody got their own medicine because everybody their own healer. And everybody got their own unique medicine. That's what I love about this healing group because people are going to be able to see their medicine, their trauma turn into medicine. Because that's what's going to happen. The trauma is going to, those experiences are going to turn into medicine. And everybody, and when you start talking, everybody in there going to start healing from your story. That's why we testify. That's why we testify. Let's say testify. Testify if I never ever see you anymore. That's why our ancestors they got up and testified. Ooh, just put quickening in my skin when I sung that. And they got up and sang, honey. And they got up and testified because they weren't gonna let that thing, whatever that was, have control of them. They wanted to be released. See, there was a healing going on in that church. It was hoodoo always going on. That's why they got up and opened their mouth. And honey, when they opened their mouth, they release and the healing started happening in that church. And they I testified was my favorite. I think the music part and the testifying was my favorite part of the church. And even now in the healing circle, I love to hear people's experiences. I mean, I could just see the ancestors and God work through people. I can see the light work through them when they get to testifying and see them spirits, honey. Them spirits be so damn mad when you talk on them and let them. Oh, they be mad as hell. But baby, you be free. See, that's how you. That's how you fight for your healing. That's when you open your mouth. Okay, you start learning when you feeling. You start feeling it. You start feeling that weight and stuff start lifting off of you. Your mind becomes clear, but you ain't gonna know it because you ain't been in no healing circle like that. But you gonna see it for with your own big beautiful eyes over there. You gonna experience it. Okay. And that's what we're gonna be doing over there. That's what we focus in over there. So if you ain't ready to get real with yourself and you ain't ready for hoodoo, you think this some type of play pretty, you don't know, and all these ancestors and put in all this work and march and protest and unalive so yourself can be sitting up in here being ungrateful, some of you, and thinking it's some type of play pretty. If you ain't for real, keep yourself over there. Yeah, Candy, M89, yeah. Okay. But we heal over here. I don't care what you seen over there and what you seen people doing up here with the glitter on the candles and all this pretty stuff. No, they ain't telling you everything. I ain't accusing them of not doing the work, but they ain't telling you everything. How they sat there and had to sweat, cry, fast, get at that ancestor altar and honey and clear out some stuff. They're not telling you that. And that's why we sit here. A lot of practitioners tell you, no, I'm not sharing you nothing after all the sweat, blood, and tears and stuff I had to go through. You want me to give you something? Hey, Gerald. You just got off work. You watching me. I hope you have a good night. Hope you had a good day at work. Yeah, in the prayer room. You understand me? Them folks, they weren't giving you nothing because honey, they had to go in and do some real soul work. This is soul work. This is real soul work. Okay? And so this is a lot of soul work to getting you in alignment. You say you want to learn magic, you want to do hoodoo, you want to do this and do that. You ain't gonna get it by following somebody's spells. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It ain't gonna work. I don't know how far you're gonna get with it. It's not about a whole bunch of spells. You really need to know the story of your ancestors. You need to know more about the intergenerational trauma because once you start understanding the trauma, because it's closed, right? Once you start understanding the trauma, you start coming in contact with healthy ancestors. They always been waiting for you to heal. That's why hoodoo was created. I'm glad you had a good day. Good evening at work, Gerald. Okay, you think you gonna come in contact with some powerful ancestors. So take them family members off your altar who was not healed, who had not did that work, and again clear that off. And we're calling on elevated ancestors. And I had somebody say, Miss Penny, so what do I put on my altar? You can put your Bible up there. You can put prayers up there to your most elevated ancestors. And sometimes they'll start moving you to put things on there. Mine had me putting on owls on there. They wanted this beautiful staff. I bought the staff to put on there, so you tap it on the floor and you call them. They wanted that staff, so I gave them that staff. They had me to put a Thunderbird totem on there. They wanted that Thunderbird totem on there. Okay, so I put that up there. Um, they had me putting a lot of like rattles up there. Yeah, it had me putting a rattle up there. What else they had me doing? And of course they had their own divination cards. They wanted their own divination cards. I put that up there. And again, they will lead you. To me, they start again putting like shamanic stuff up there, things that represent them. And of course, I made sure I put flowers up there. They love fresh flowers. Oh my gosh. And you can tell they love them because the more you put them on there, the longer they last. And I mean flowers, I mean white flowers, no roses. They love carnations. They love carnations. I used to always try to get white and pink carnations. Okay. They love carnations. They love flowers. Did I put food up there? Yep, I put food up there. One of the staples in Americas, we know they ate beans. Beans is a natural native thing in America. So I made sure I put beans, cornbread, things like that. And again, they start leading me to go to the mounds there in my local areas and start doing rituals in the park. If you can do libations and rituals to the parts of those ancestors, the better. Okay. Some people say I can't do ancestors out in my house. Will go outside. You'll be. I tell you, have a better response from ancestors when you go outside. Okay, especially near trees, near water, and things like that. Go out there and do some rituals. Go out there and meditate. Talk to the ancestors that was connected to the land, because a lot of them was shamans and they was healers. They were root workers. Those are the ancestors that we want to connect with. Now, after you have been healing for a while, and now that you know more about your family, because again, doing ancestors work is like picking weeds out of a garden. We don't want to work with any ancestors who were not uh you know healed. Now we get to choose our spiritual court to work with. So now we get to choose ancestors. Now you go back and look at those pictures. If you want Big Mama Sally to be up there, and Big Mama Sally was good to you, And Big Mama Sally, you realize that Big Mama Sally was a hoodoo worker and you didn't know it and she didn't know it. She was just doing stuff. They didn't call it hoodoo then. You can put her on your altar. You can work with her. But you are not going to be clear about who needs to go on your altar until you start doing the shadow work and seeing where the trauma is. I do not recommend you start putting families members on your altar if you have not done that, because what's going to happen is we normalize dysfunction. Like we normalize it, like you seeing it over there in America. We normalize racism. That's normalized over there. We have to live under that. And so now we have normalized that. We automatically know there's certain places that we can't go because we have learned. Now we know these people is outright crazy. We know they crazy. We know that's dysfunctional, but this is what we got to live up under. And you don't think that went into our houses, into our family. So we got some family members that's dysfunction. They backbite, they backstabbers, they are verbally or mentally or emotionally abusive. We have that going on. Let's just keep it real. No, it's not their fault. I'm not saying it's not their fault, but we have to look at it and come out of denial and start healing it. We have to break that cycle and stop drinking that denial Kool-Aid that's making you sick. And is your family member, they ain't gonna like you either. When you start pointing this out, that's how you know them things is working through them. Cause they ain't gonna want to be, honey, they gonna want to be, they're gonna talk about you. And I would wonder, I always wonder when people start doing this healing work and they say everybody love them, but I know that you ain't doing something right, because them people should not be liking you. Cause you setting boundaries and certain energetic things you ain't gonna be doing. You should be pissing people the hell off. You should be setting boundaries, especially your family. When you start calling like dysfunction, them folks ain't gonna like you. They're gonna be uncomfortable around you. I don't expect them. That's not how you know you're doing something right. If everybody liking you and loving you and all this stuff, they let me know you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing no work. You trying to be a people pleaser. You getting sicker and sicker. That's not how this works. You heard what your Jesus said. He said, I did not come to bring peace. That's not what this is about. We came to shake this thing up. We came to be the best dream and the medicine of our ancestors. We came to shake it up. We came to put pressure on you to change this. Because we ain't gonna keep repeating this cycle. So don't ask to me to conform to your dysfunction. Is that family gonna like it now? But that's the medicine that they need to start reflection. You holding up the mirror. You keep the mirror up so they can see. They ain't supposed to like you. But your job is to bring that healing, bring that medicine. And some medicine, it tastes nasty going down. It don't always taste good. Our medicine ain't good. Don't taste good, but it damn sure make you feel better once you get it in your system. They ain't gonna like, cause I'm telling you, my family didn't like me. They don't like me worth the bit. I don't give a damn if you don't like me. I'm bringing this medicine. It ain't about you, like, but I love you. I tell my ancestors, I say I only get along with the folks that ain't standing up. The folks that's laying in the ground, I get along with them just fine. But the folks that's walking around here, the ancestors, the family that's walking around here talking, I don't get along with them. I don't like them folks. I love them, but I don't like them. And I'm doing all this work for them, and I get no appreciation. That's how it's gonna go, y'all. So if you ain't ready for that, that's what it is. You doing all the work of the family. They gonna give you no appreciation because they want to stay sick. Okay. And it's not really them, you got to look at your family different. It's those spirits working through the family. That's that trauma working through that family, not trying to release them. Now you can do all the prayer work you want for them, but the best thing you can do is get close you can to your ancestors so your ancestors can start working doing that work for you. They probably never change, you know, but you gonna hear out their mouth at some point that they like the work that you're doing. You told the truth, but they gonna stay up off you. They ain't gonna too much, want to be around you because that frequency too high for them. And if they're on another frequency, you're not gonna always get along. Back hurting because you carry it all. Exactly. It's like they like pain. They like it. You know, some people are comfortable with their wounds. They don't know who they're gonna be without it. And then too, you have the society over there that has normalized spiritual and emotional illness. They participate. I can't tell you how I go down TikTok on this line and how people would sit there and talk about celebrities and stuff. These are the topics of other people's lives. Like they know these people and stuff. You need to be focused on your own life, though. You know, and this is a popular thing. This is trending things. Gossip and stuff is a trending thing. Talking about what happened bad or whatever, that's a trending thing on TikTok. You really won't get no views if you're not doing what's trending on TikTok. And I don't like that because everything that's trending is not positive. It's not for elevation, mind, body, or spirit. Just because it's trending and I want views doesn't mean that I need to be talking about it. I don't want views that bad now because that's way off my message, my purpose, what I stand for. But if you want to get views and be seen by TikTok, you gotta be talking about this stuff that don't mount to a hill of beans. About somebody else's life that ain't got nothing to do with me. And really them folks need prayer. We need to be praying for them people, not talking about them people, not putting them down. We need to be going to our ancestors, praying for these people, not talking about their situation. We just say, "Oh God, what is going on? Help them, God. Help them, ancestors." Instead of putting our mouth on people, because we don't know their life. You understand me? We don't know what the ancestors is doing with them. Because God can make somebody ugly mighty. You see what he did to Paul? Paul, Paul was something else, but look what he did with Paul. He can transform whoever, God can transform whoever. Okay? You don't know who anointed. And most of these people that anointed, they have to hit their bottom, have a jacked up life. So when they rise in frequency, their medicine is powerful. So don't judge people, you know what I'm saying? We need to just be careful about what we're talking about in the context that we're talking about. Be careful with your mouth. There's a lot of people I look at that Wendy Williams now. Look at that Wendy Williams now. I like Wendy Williams. Yes, she was bringing forth some truth. You know, yes, she was, giving us the gossip. But look at her now. That's what happens when you out here raggedy like that. Her life was not right, and she needed to be focused on her life instead of focused on the gossip of what was going on with other people. I don't think she deserved what she got. No, I don't. I don't think that. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying when your mouth is raggedy like that, you can cross yourself up talking about other people's stuff when you need to be focused on your own stuff. Now, if she was that focused on her stuff as she was on other people's stuff, her life would probably be better. But here you is sweeping off somebody else's front porch, and your front porch got all kinds of dirt and all that kind of stuff on it. And now your life has become a mockery the way you have mocked other people's life. See how that changes? You don't want your mouth to be raggedy like that. And if you're going to be talking about something, talk about it in the context that is bringing positivity and healing, not as a gossip. We really need to be careful with how we're saying things. Okay, I look at that. Another example of this is kind of looking at Dr. Umar Johnson. That mouth is raggedy, but see how that mouth he didn't cross himself up with his own mouth. Because you want to sit here and criticize people and put people of color down, and because they're not helping you do this, and then you want to put women down and all this stuff. And look, everything that you're saying, you need to apply it to your own life. What you're saying is right. It'll be better if you applied it to your life so you can get yourself in alignment so you don't have to be looking like this, brother. You supposed to be into mental health. And what is mental health? When you're looking into mental health, you're looking at the spirit of that person. So your spirit ain't right, brother. So again, you need to take your medicine and swallow it. Use your own medicine. Take the medicine. Okay, and you didn't do right by them ancestors at all. Ancestors been telling you for the longest to get yourself somewhere and heal, beloved. Ancestors been telling you that. I mean, your daughter even got up here and kind of explained it, and I even have to give them respect because even when she was talking about her story, she was more concerned with trying to find her sister. The brother, yeah, I mean, that's what needs to happen. You need to get yourself up off here and get somewhere and heal. Take your own medicine. Stop trying to give somebody something that you're not taking yourself. See, I ain't nowhere in the world I get up here and tell you something that I'm not doing because I live it every day. I live by my own standards. I mean, I live with what I'm telling you now. I live in alignment. Okay, I'm not doing nothing different than what I'm telling you. Is it always easy? No, I'm not gonna tell you the lie. I have to work at it sometime. I have to go pray for myself. I have to have mercy and grace for myself and get somewhere and pray for myself. And more than ever, if ain't nobody praying for you, you need to be getting somewhere praying for yourself, praying for your family, praying for your mind, praying for your spirit. Okay, that's right, Nikki Adele. Discipline. Okay. So again, when you start doing that trauma work, you're gonna bring up so many ancestral memories, the magic that you think you didn't have. You're gonna start putting things together because your mind will be operating at a higher frequency now that you have moved all that low vibrational stuff out. You'll really start understanding hoodoo and again the science of it. But if you don't do the work, you're not going to get it. Okay. All right. So I wanted to and again, when you start doing this work, expect for your intuition to be heightened. You think you ain't got no intuition, but once you start asking yourself these questions, you start activating your intuition and it starts to heighten when you start doing this type of work. Now, another thing I see a lot of people say, I do this work, I do shadow work. And I'm like, okay, so who you doing it with? And when I hear people saying they're doing it alone, I side eye you because this you can't do it by yourself. If you could have healed by yourself, don't you think you would have did that a long time ago? You didn't get sick by yourself. So how you gonna heal by yourself? Let's be logical now. You didn't get sick by yourself, so you think you're gonna heal by yourself. So that's why I side eye people that tell me I'm doing the shadow work, but you usually have people like that that go into spirituality superficially. So now they think they know everything because they watch a couple of YouTube videos and listen to a couple of practitioners, and you usually hear them say that I'm doing the shadow work, I'm doing it by myself, I'm doing it, and I look at them sideways because you don't know what you're doing, and those are the one that goes under spiritual psychosis because you think you know everything, you think you don't need nobody. You think you don't need the ancestors. You think you can do it all by yourself, but you didn't get sick by yourself. And then you try to get well around sick people. Because one thing too, when you start doing this work, you're gonna start realizing too, you can't get well around sick people. So you're gonna start shedding old energy. That means some family and friends you're gonna have to start having boundaries with because again, they no longer serve your energy and it's probably hurting your energy. Yeah, 'cause I get it all the time. And I get up here, Miss Penny, I got in the spirituality, I had an awakening, and then I start getting better and all this stuff, and I start losing friends, and I say, good. They look at me crazy. They look at me crazy. What's good about that? Good. Good. That means that you're on a different frequency from them. You rising in frequency. You're looking at this the wrong way. A lot of friends doesn't mean that you're doing okay. In fact, when I see people in crowds and stuff like that, I don't like that because that let me know that you don't have your own thoughts in your own mind. You're not strong enough to stand alone. See, I can be over here by myself days. It don't matter to me. I don't need people like that. I don't need validation like that. Only thing I need is that altar, them ancestors, and the Most High. That's something I need. That's what I truly need. And if you ain't resonate with them people, that's letting you know your frequency. You're rising in frequency. Yeah, a lot of protection work. You're rising in frequency. Don't drop your vibration to get on their frequency. Just move on. And you might have to be by yourself, and you need to be by yourself. Ain't nothing gonna happen, but you're gonna get better. I'm telling you, it's a byproduct, honey. Now, folks, and I got by myself, and I remember this one before I even started my healing journey, honey. My family thought they were alienating me when I got on this journey, and honey, I got somewhere by myself, and what happened? My intuition heightened. My intuition heightened. My discernment got better. I was able to see things. Sometimes they doing you a favor when you get by yourself. That's the byproduct of being alone. Your discernment, your intuition get better. You get in alignment. You listen to divine and comprehend divine guidance better. They really doing you a favor. So don't be crying because you ain't alone. You're never alone. You can feel lonely, but you're never alone. Believe me, your ancestors, your guardian angel, your spiritual cord is right there with you. You're never alone. So get that out your mind. Get that out your mind. You may feel lonely, but you're not alone. Never alone. Your ancestors are always right there with you. You're never alone. You probably lonely. Go find you something to do. Go read a book or something. Go learn something new. Go draw something. Go create something. Find out what your inner child wants to do. Now's the time to start engaging and play with your inner child. What do they want to do? Okay. Now it's time to start parenting your inner child, whatever that inner child wants to do, because that's where your magic is as well. Their deepest magic is going to be from that inner child, getting in contact with them. Okay. That part, my intuition is better. Some things I keep to myself and journal. That I do the same thing, Nika Adele. You're gonna find yourself journaling a lot too. You can do a lot of releasing through journaling because you don't understand emotional regulation and how to monitor your thoughts. So some of y'all ain't journaling. So any old damn thing just come out your mouth. You say any old thing, you entertain any old thought, and you don't understand the importance of writing things down. Sometimes you have to manually write things down because it's connecting you back with your mind. It's connecting you back with your mind, and you're able to release. And I can't wait to. Again, we got some super duper lectures breaking all of this down for you to a science, the things that I'm saying, to help you gain a greater understanding of what I'm saying. Now we don't show you no pretty little spell over there. That ain't gonna help you. I'm here to help people. Ancestors got me here uh, to help people and to mentor people who can use the talents, experience that I have to offer. Okay. Yeah, I can show you who do. I can break it down to a science, but it's up to you to find your magic and do it. Showing you a spell ain't helping you. Let your magic. You can learn. I show you everything about it. Explain it to you and everything. It's up to you to put it together and put it to work. And ain't nobody helping you to come up here and show you no spell, and you ain't did no work. You gonna be sitting up there. I seen one girl. And I can talk about that again because that was so funny to me. Because people they don't really think about magic. They just do whatever they see somebody else do. They don't put no thought into what they're doing. They're just trying to get their way and control something. And that's your problem. That's going to be your first problem because, again, hoodoo is about resolutions over here. Okay? That part. Okay. So, again, this girl, she said she did a freezer spell. And the freezer spell, it worked fine, because she was in alignment with the work. She had been doing the healing work. She'd been focused on herself, doing the self awareness work and everything. So she did that freezer spell. It worked right. Another young lady did it. She said it worked in reverse on her. Seemed like her supervisor, it got worse for her. Supervisors, got more onto her and things like that. And I said, because you're trying to do something, you already weren't doing what you're supposed to do. You're trying to use the magic not to resolve the problem, but you're trying to get out of doing your part, doing your responsibility, and your supervisor know that. And you're trying to get out of doing the work. So now you're going to use a magic spell to freeze your supervisor when really you're not in alignment in there. You're trying to dodge work. And your supervisor is on your butt because you're not doing work. So the freezer spell ain't going to work because you're not in alignment with what you're requesting. See, you got people that try to use magic like that. Magic is not to be used like that. And what happened? It happened in reverse for her. It happened in reverse for her. That's why you don't need to be playing with stuff because you ain't gonna do nothing but cross yourself up. Because you understand it. And you trying to use it in a way that it's not meant to be used for. Okay? So you better know what you're doing. You need to learn more about yourself. So I want to share something before I close this live again. I always share, and of course, I already shared on TikTok about the energies that will be coming in for the different zodiacs when it comes to that new full moon that's coming up. Okay. Hello, hard body, Masera. For the fire signs, again, because of this moon that's coming up, and it's so powerful. This would be a great time again for fire signs. You're being called to purge your cycles and reclaim your vitality. The eclipse is asking you to face what drains your passion and step into a deeper ancestral alignment. This is for Aries, Leo, and Sag. Okay, so really focus on doing some ancestral work around this time, doing some shadow work for the fire signs. This is the best time for all of you, the signs, to be focused on that. The earth signs are asked to reevaluate stability and truth. The eclipse shakes loose old foundations so you can create space for growth. This is for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Do the work, you guys. This is the full moon is all about releasing. The new moon is really about tapping into your magic, creating magic. If you want to use the full moon, you got to start off to manifest. You got to start off 3 days before that new moon takes its fullness to work magic. But really, the full moon is about releasing. It's about baneful work. A lot of people be putting in some hexes and stuff with that full moon. Okay, that's really what is for, doing a lot of releasing. Now, the new moon is for really doing a lot of magic, tapping into your magic, creating new magic. Okay, the air signs. The air signs, you are being asked to refine vision and values. Now, air signs, again, stability and grounding is going to be the main thing for you guys, okay? And don't overthink. The eclipse shines on your future path in ways you've been overthinking. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Pin it down, okay? You probably you're overthinking, you're over analyzing, and you need to focus on one thing. Make sure that you got your thoughts together, air signs, during this time. Okay? Stop overthinking. You probably want to do some work about overthinking, over analyzing, and really staying in your body and listen from the answers from your body. Ask yourself the question and see how your body feels. Does it tense up? Does it get relaxed? Stop asking other people and ask yourself, and sit in your body and get out of your head. Okay? Water signs are asked to embrace spiritual rebirth. Trust your emotions. This eclipse calls you to surrender illusion and deepen ancestral bonds. So around this time again, work on any emotional stuff that you have going on with you, water signs. Look at the ways that you are in denial about some things and be willing to look at that. You probably again wanted that. Like I said, this is a great time to do some ancestors work. This is a great time to do shadow work to level up spiritually. The Pisces blood moon eclipse is sacred invitation to look within, honor our ancestors, and step into a spiritual rebirth. For those that's in the Know Thyself circle, this is going to be a great time for us. We're going to be really putting in the work. We're going to be taking advantage of these blood moon energies. Okay, the spirit did this for itself, so I'm glad that things lined up for us like that, so we can have the support of the ancestors and all these other energies. Now, I've talked a lot, I've shared a lot to let you know what's going on there. If you are ready to do the work, because see, there's no there, a lot of people. The only thing that is a course here is the Know Thyself course, and it comes in 3 parts. Okay, that is the course. But really, in hoodoo, when people say, "Well, I got a hoodoo course," no, really, there is no graduation date with this. Okay, so there's no timeline with this. As long as you over there, you'll just be learning. I don't expect you to get comfortable uh with hoodoo at least a year. At least a year, you should get more comfortable with it and get comfortable in your practice. Your life is changing, your way of life is changing. You're integrating it into your life. You're making space for your ancestors. You are putting spirit in the center of your life, because when you get in over there in the Know Thyself, that's the first thing, we're going to start looking at what you got in the center of your life. Is your life still chaotic? I'm going to start, we're going to do a diagram of what you're centering in your life. And so what has to happen is we have to take whatever that's creating dysfunction, and usually it be these jobs. Some people it center their life their job. We have to take that out the center and put spirit in the center. No, your job is not the center of your life. I don't know who told you that. No, 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 no. It's you are the center. The spirit is in the center. You get fed from the spirit, and everything else is being poured into from you. Okay, so first thing we're gonna come from the spirit, we're gonna feed ourselves, and everything else comes after that. And usually when people start seeing it, it doesn't make sense to them at first when they see it like that. But when they start living their life like that, the energy shifts and they feel so much lighter and things get in alignment. I know what they told you. They told you them damn jobs was the center of everything, and we supposed to be humping our back, but no, beloved, you're still gonna be racing against time when you do that. But when you put spirit in the middle of your life, you get in alignment with divine timing. Timing starts to work for you, even when it seems like it's not on your side. It's still working for you. Okay, you start to learn to follow spirit. So again, making your life more, and the more spiritually centered that it is, that you putting spirit first, that you're feeding yourself first, the more in alignment your life gonna be, and timing is just gonna work for you. It just happens that way. And I know it doesn't make sense to you because the way we have been educated about it, but once you put, again, put spirit in the middle, in the center, and you grow off that, things will get better. I promise you. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've experienced it. You have to make that first, and that's the boundaries. Those again, it's establishing boundaries for ourselves. Because I have to tell people I don't work right like that. If I don't do this in the morning and take care of my spiritual well being, all this, I'm not gonna function right. You're not gonna like me. I don't work right. I don't work like that. Okay, so that was a boundary I had to have for myself. I have to do this for myself because I know if I don't do this, I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be cranky. I'm going to be off. So I have to put this first so I can function right. Okay, I don't care what anybody else say. I don't care how anybody else live their life. That's what makes it work for me. Okay. But again, to my Patreon family, you are again gonna see some awesome lectures coming forth. I've I've seen your polls. I've taken them in consideration. I've already set things up to start again responding to them, addressing those. And I hear you. I'm definitely taking in consideration and moving in that direction. You're going to see some changes that you have requested come up on the horizon. What else I want to say? Does anyone have any questions for me before I end this live stream? And again, get over there. Get over there now because once we start going on, especially in the Know Thyself membership, once we get to going on, it's going to be hard for you to come in there and connect with some of the members because what happens in the healing circle, it turns into a family. And a lot of people, depending on the people, they don't like new people coming up in there because now they done formed this family. They got this bond. They know each other. They're doing work together. And when you're healing like that, and somebody else that's not has made it as far as you and haven't put in their work, they can be suspicious about newcomers that come in. And so that's why I'm saying get in there now so you can start forming these bonds and stuff like that. And you don't have to worry about that feeling odd like that coming in on the back end and trying to catch up with everybody in the workshops. That way you start with everybody else and you gain um, all the benefits of it. Because again, the workshops come with that. Okay. Gonna be meeting with you a lot. If you ain't ready to be on camera and talking, don't get over there because you're gonna be talking over there. You're gonna be healing over there. Okay. If you ain't ready to go to these meetings and be talking and open up your mouth and writing down stuff and sharing stuff, don't get over there because we do work over there. You're not gonna sit on the sidelines and act like you're doing something you ain't. I'm not gonna let you do it. Okay. So don't get over there and think you're gonna be a what you call that, a prospector. Okay, you're just gonna be looking and trying to take no, 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 no. You're gonna participate in your own healing. And so I'm assuming that's what you want if you get over there. Okay, and I'll be moving accordingly. I'll be calling on you, asking you to share your story. Because you say you want to heal with no judgment. Nobody's judging you, nobody's giving you advice. We're just listening, opening up space for you to fight for your healing. And we support you in every step you take. Okay. So if you have any questions for me, go ahead and ask them. If you're interested, you get over there, you say, Miss Penny, I want to do this, but I don't know where to start. I want to do hoodoo. I want to do this. I don't know where to start. Go ahead and DM me. It's only a $10 fee. And I've had people say, Miss Penny, you break down that chart too much. I can't just give you $10. I got to give you a tip because you were so thorough with that. I even had people that, want to say, can I give you a gift because you was too thorough? You was right on the money. This too much information for me just to give you $10. And that's so I've had people giving me love offers because I break it all the way down. I don't want you to be confused. You need to know what your gifts is and what you need to work on. That is your root no sense of you have in your natal chart and you don't know how to use it in your magic. You don't know how to apply it to spiritually. I help you apply it spiritually from a hoodoo perspective. So you can take the guessing work out and you know exactly what you need to be doing. And if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and DM me. I've already put my email address in the chat here on YouTube with my YouTube family. You can DM me here on TikTok if that's what you're in. Again, I'm going to need your email address, your time, your date, and your place of birth. And I'll get you out an invoice. As soon as the invoice is completed, I get right to started on your chart, and you should receive it within a day or so. If that's something that you're interested in. Okay, I've been figuring out how to get off work to work on what I really want to do them doing. I don't understand that last of dying breed. I don't understand what that mean, baby. I've been figuring out how to get off to work on what I really want to do, them doom a broken toe. I think there might be some typos in there. I'm not understanding it correctly. Son, basically, I got 30 days off. Okay, you got 30 days off. Okay. But make sure you taking care of yourself, giving yourself some self care. Probably need to be off that job anyway, honey. Maybe you done broke your toe. Them folks and work you so damn hard. You probably need to be off work any damn way. You probably need that for yourself. Probably need a vacation. Didn't even want to take it. I don't want your toe to be broke, but I do want you sitting down taking care of yourself. Honey, them folks try to work the hell out of us. Really don't need to be working no more. Them folks shouldn't be asking us to do no damn work as much as our ancestors and built that damn country. We shouldn't have to work another damn day on in that damn country. Don't make no sense to me. The ancestors built that country, and you still want us to work? Now that shit should be free for us. I'm tired, y'all. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't even said that out loud. I shouldn't even say that out loud, but honey, I recognize what my ancestors did, and you want call people lazy. Hell no, we tired. Hell, we was tired before we was born. All that work our ancestors did. Hell, we be tired before we get here. The hell you talking about lazy? Shit. Okay. I know that sound crazy, y'all. I know that sound crazy. That's how I look at it, honey. That's how I look at it. You should be asking us to do no work, honey. Yeah, all them folks work themselves to death and then get mad at us because we don't want to be working on no damn farm, going out there picking no trees and picking on fruits and all this. So, hell no, we already did that. Hell, we tired from watching our ancestors did. Remember, we was in their loins and stuff when they was doing that. Hell, we was tied in. You think you gonna get us back out there to do that again? Have you lost your rabbit? Well, you lost your mind. You lost your mind. Hell, we shouldn't have to do no more all the work today to put in. Y'all shouldn't even ask us to do any kind of work. Hell, should be getting a monthly stipend for all the work you didn't pay our ancestors for. We should still be getting paid. That's the way I see it, y'all. I don't see it no other way. No, didn't want to call somebody lazy. Hell no, we tired. We was tired before we got here. Tired coming out the damn womb. Born into this trauma like this. And then you steady trying to work somebody over with this craziness. Ain't nobody doing that with you. Okay, anybody Candy said, Candy laughing at me. Girl, yeah, honey, baby child. Yes, honey. Ain't nobody doing that with them folks, and that's how I see it. I remember what my ancestors did, and then that president up there talking about we invented the telephone. We invented the boy. You ain't invented nothing. Go sit yourself down somewhere. The only people that's inventing stuff is the people that actually have to do the work. That's why the cotton gin was invented. People are inventing stuff that actually have to do the work. You ain't had to do no work, so you ain't invented nothing. So just stop telling them stories. Only people of color is building stuff because invent stuff because them the folks that had to do the work. Hell, they didn't want to do all that work. They're trying to make it easy. You ain't got to do no work. So you of course you ain't inventing nothing to make stuff easy because you can push out work on other people. I'm done, y'all. I'm off my soapbox talking about that. I never forget my ancestors. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it like it is for them. Okay, y'all got any questions for me? Because I've been yapping. And I'll be coming here shortly, sharing what we have going on over there on Patreon. Please come to our live stream because again, you're gonna learn stuff when we start breaking down these books. Even though you're not in there, you still can get droplets and little information of something, of some things, and gain a understanding of what hoodoo really is when we break down some of these books. So you can still get a little educated by watching some of the book reviews on live stream. And of course, we will have some of our practitioners in the live stream, again talking about discussions in the book, what stood out in them. Everybody will get an opportunity to speak on their favorite parts in the books or explain different parts of the book, so everybody one gets a chance to chime in, grow and learn. If this is a community that you're interested in breaking down books, having discussions so you can gain a more comprehension of hoodoo, you're interested in a mentor that's hands-on, that's present, um, to help guide you and support you. If you're interested in that sort of mentorship, because I'm holding you accountable, I'm making you responsible. Okay. If you are ready for something like that, that type of community, that type of support, the workshops, us really breaking down things, get over there to our community because that's what it's designed for. And it just keeps getting better. The more I chime in with our hoodoo family and community over there, it just gets better because they always tell me, Miss Penny, can you do this? I'm like, oh, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I can do that. I never know what you want if you don't tell me. I never know what you need if you don't tell me. And a closed mouth don't get fed. If you don't say you hungry, how somebody know? I don't know if you don't tell me. Okay, if you don't share, if you don't tell your mama you hungry, how she gonna know? A closed mouth do not get fed. Okay, so open your mouth to what you need, and that's why I do these meetings to say, okay, what do you need? What can I help you with? I'm here to help you. But if and I can tell when you shucking and jiving and playing because you don't show up. You think this is a game. Somebody that's real is going to show up because they want to know. Now, if you real or whatever, you're going to show up to these meetings. You're going to inquire. You're going to answer these questions, and again, I'm going to help you. But if you're not showing up and you steady saying, I want to learn, but you're not showing up to any of the meetings, you're not reading any of the books, you're not listening to any of the lectures, no, you don't want to learn. You want to be somebody else. You want to steal an identity. You don't want to learn. So stop playing. Don't get over there. Don't come over there playing if that's what's on your mind. Because you're going to get what you ask for. If that's what you need, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there. And I expect you to be there. Okay? But just let me know. You know, you get over there and you say this what you're gonna learn. Then Miss Penny, I be there and I schedule the time for you to come and then you don't show up. Are you saying you want to work with your ancestors, but you not having reviewed any of the material? You haven't listened to any of the lectures. You haven't read any of the books. Because there's information there on ancestors veneration. It tells you everything, broke it down to a science, even lectures on the book. If you haven't did that, how you gonna work with ancestors? Giving you good resources, giving you lectures and books. And we're going to get ready to go deeper in again, talk about ancestors again. Sometime I will recycle the conversation and talking about it again. Now, if you ain't working with your ancestors, if you're not getting the knowledge, it's because you ain't doing the work. I can lead a horse to water. I cannot make you drink. And that's what you want us to do. Some of y'all, I think y'all want us to force our hand to make you do something, or you think you're going to take on our identity. I don't know what you think, but it's just not going to pop in your head without you putting in the work. And nobody is going to be able to tell you everything about hoodoo. It's going to have to be through your experience. You're going to learn. We can tell you everything, but until you start putting in the work and having that experience, you are not going to know. We can tell you everything, but this is about experience. We can tell you, about our experience when we talk to our ancestors and what to expect on your journey, what may happen. But it's never going to happen if you don't put in the work and validate your experience. This is about your experience. We can talk to our face get blue, but it's still your journey, your experience. Okay? Ain't gonna do you no good to get over there and just pass up all that knowledge and then tell me, I don't know about this. I don't know about. Did you read the book? Did you listen to the lecture? Are you putting time enough aside again and doing investment in your time and opening your mind and reading the material? Ain't gonna do you no good. If you get over there and you think you don't have to put in no work because you are. And I help you as much as possible, make it easy as possible. It's really easy. I make it as easy as possible because I don't know a lot of practitioners break it down as much as I do. They try to kind of leave y'all on out there. I try not to do you like that because I don't like you waving in the wind like that by yourself. Okay? But it's all over there. All right? So if you have any questions, you want an astrological a hoodoo spiritual blueprint chart, DM me. People love them. Very quality resources. I just love doing that for people. I enjoy it a lot because I get a chance to see what kind of gifts you come in with, what type of ancestors work you got going on, and kind of tell you what's going on now in your life and what work you need to be doing. They seem to be very accurate. You know, I could say that astrology thing can be up to 80 to 90% accurate, especially when it comes to ancestor work, shadow work, and your gifts. So if that's something that you're interested in, you want to get right to crack and lacking and know where you are on your journey, again, DM me for those. They're just $10. Accurate. I've just had very good feedback from all of them. People want to, hey, Miss Penny, I can't believe you gave me all this $10. I got to give you more. That's usually what's happening there. So if that's something that you're interested in, uh, go ahead and DM me. If you're interested in this workshop, because we're getting ready to get crunk and we got a lot of workshops that's getting ready to come up, a lot of meetings getting ready to come up. I'm scheduling this month. Again, making contact with everyone, try to as many people as I can in the community. So again, if this is something that you like someone being present, you like someone who's really interested, and that really care about your spiritual journey, then this would be the place for you. That's the community that we have there. Okay, and I'm very present there. All right. Okay, TikTok family, thank you so much, and I hope to be able to work with some of my people from my TikTok family. Okay, you guys, I love you so much for engaging in the live stream. Okay, YouTube family, I just hung up from there. YouTube family, you know what to do. I've already put everything in the chat. And Royal Goddess, whatever you need to email me, you can email me about. You guys, you're gonna get some awesome videos coming up in the next few days or so. So you're gonna want to be at some of these live streams because I'm gonna be talking about these lectures that we've been talking about in our community, and some of them are gonna knock your socks off. Some of the things that we're gonna be talking about in Conjure, some of the deities that we're gonna be covering, some of the religious comparisons that we're going to be talking about. I'm really going to knock your socks off. I don't think any hoodoo practitioner has went this deep when it comes to talking about hoodoo and talking about conjure and the way we do things. So it's going to be some awesome live streams. You're probably going to take in a lot information. And for my Patreon family, you're getting all the goodies over there. Okay, you're getting all the goodies over there because I just break everything down and simplify you and showing you all the variety and flavor that Hoodoo has, all the options you have in getting your work done. Okay, and I'm telling you, after these live stream, you're probably going to want to get over there in our community because I don't know anyone who's breaking this down. Yeah, they're sharing little things and this and that, but I love hoodoo so much, and I can talk about it in so many different perspectives and aspects, and break it down to a science. And I thank the ancestors for it because the way they lead me, they guide me, and they teach me. I can talk about it in such a way that make it palatable for many people and make you feel comfortable, help you feel comfortable in your magic, no matter how it looks. Okay, so if you're looking for that type of mentorship, you're looking for that type of empowerment, you're looking for that type of support, that's our community. Okay. All right.